ladies and gentlemen. We build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast. Ill name for y'all, so y'all can say some names out in the Podcraft. We'll be looking.
Could y'all hear us? Hold on. Nobody saying.
No, we good.
We good?
All
right.
We muted that for you.
Shout out to you, Solo Facts. Could y'all hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, we good, AD?
Yeah.
Everything is straight over there?
No, we started off muted, but we good.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is a big time, and we got to get on point when it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? Remember that last time? We got a great show for you. That last comedian that was on, it was crazy. Mm-hmm. And he put it on you, AD, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he had to be funny in some way for us to, you know.
Hey, but it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, we got a great comedian that's coming to us today, man. Kevin ISO. This is going to be crazy, man. We've been checking out his content, and none other than Sherry, man. You put us up on game, and we've been checking it out ever since. And we was loving it up, man.
Yeah, I became a fan pretty much from his show. He had a show on Showtime called Flatbush.
We'll save it. We'll save it. Because we happen to have him in here today. Somebody said happy holidays. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's enjoying today. Today, y'all know, is monumental.
Memorial Day tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. That's a monumental. Yeah, monumental. Mm-hmm. Monumental every day brings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is going to be wonderful. And I love when comedians, because you can talk to them, and I'll tell them when they come on, but I'm going to just let y'all know, we introduce everybody, and like in the next 30 seconds, we're going to introduce Kevin ISO and bring him on, man. So we're going to give him a warm welcome and everything. I just hope everybody is safe, and I need y'all to open up your minds today. It's going to be great. Peace to the Podcraft. Peace to you, Iron Plate. I see that. That's a dope name. That's Ian Plate. Well, Bass Thumper, Chosen Lore, Jay Bland. He said happy holidays. Mm-hmm. You're always in the building, and we're going to be on point today. But without further ado, let's bring them on, man. Podcraft, give a warm welcome and everything, all your energy. This brother, man, he's putting it down, man. Man, give it a warm welcome for the great Kevin ISO, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. Peace, G. What's good with you, my brother?
What up, man?
Yeah, man.
Ain't shit. About to see if these Knicks gonna lose or not.
Yeah, we checking the score too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got it right here on the iPad.
Oh, okay. Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous for nothing.
Right. Right.
I don't put money on the games or nothing, so it don't really bother me. But you know, I want them to win just because I like the way that Knicks fans act.
Right.
Like,
that's true.
They get crazy, yo. They do get crazy.
Fans, they're the most delusional people on earth.
Yo, you speaking to my heart too. That's crazy. Yo, that's facts.
Yo, you know what? That's a great way to that's a great segue to let us know right now. Where you from, my brother? I already know. Come on, man. Tell us.
I'm from Houston.
Right.
I'm from Houston, but I spent the last 11 years of my life in New York. Mm-hmm. So when I started, like when I went to the Garden, because the only arena I had been to before the Garden was the Toyota Center, right? Mm-hmm. Then I go to the Garden for the first time for a preseason game, and this was a couple years ago when Derrick Rose was still on the team, and the game ended up going to overtime or whatever. But that in the beginning of the game, I remember Julius Randle was at the free throw line, and they chanted MVP at a preseason game for Julius Randle. I'm like, yo, you niggas are out of your fucking mind. But by the end of the game, the shit was so intense. I was chanting MVP with him. I was like, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, Julius Randle. Like, so they delusional. Yeah. And so I love watching them. Whatever's going on 34th Street, all that stuff. I love watching it. By the time that they win, but if they lose too, it's still gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch a lot of kids run around and yell "fuck the Pacers." Yeah.
Oh man,
are y'all a Knicks fans though?
Nah, I'm actually not. I'm born and raised in New York, but I'm not a Knicks fan though. I'm more of a Celtics fan. Yeah.
It's hard.
So you just don't like the city.
Lakers.
Nah, I just be like, yo, man, like New York, you said it, is they delusional. I can't root for teams that's delusion. You know what I mean? It's a real talk.
Man.
Yo.
I'm gonna say, at this time, I'm gonna have to just go, I'm gonna have to go with the Knicks. Just at this time. But eventually, I'm always preparing myself. Well, let down or whatever. I'm not getting too up.
Wait, so who's your team? You said at this time, who's your team?
Mine's the Celtics. Crazy.
You said the Celtics.
Yes, I'm the opposite. I'm the black sheep.
That's crazy. Being from New York, and
being from New York, it's crazy, right? Yeah.
You must have got beat up a lot in school.
Nah.
Or something, man.
I'm proud of it too.
Say it again.
I'm proud of it too. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, yo, man. I mean, the Knicks had a lot of chances to get my fandom, but they disappoint. I watched a lot of my family members be disappointed, so I just said I can't go through that trauma.
Yeah, you go through it.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta be loyal. I feel like you gotta be loyal. It's like a lady that's down for you, and it's just a bit. You know what I mean? It's like 30 years.
It's hard. It's hard to settle down.
Yeah, but it make it all the more better when it pay off. Like if they win right now, you gonna look a little crazy. Like you know what I'm saying?
You gotta face that.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I would like to see them win, but I just can't root for them. Like I can't do it every year. Like I can't go through that pain, that ups and downs all the time. I already do that with other teams. You feel me?
Like you're a loyal.
Yeah,
like you're a loyal, like Celtics. Real.
I'm not dying. I'm not bleeding green, but I'm just like, yo, I root for them. You know what I mean? I just be like, oh, when they win, because that's a team that is organized well. You feel me? I'm just.
Yeah, all his homeboys let him know. All his boys let him know. But when they win, what happens to your phone?
Oh, they crucified me. Yeah. When they eliminated the Celtics, they crucified me. So I mean, I let them. I give them glory. You know what I mean? Beat the Pacers. That's my response.
Yeah, man.
I was doing that to my homegirl from Boston. I was just sending her pictures of cats. I sent her mad cats.
No doubt, man, let's get into it, man. I love it, man. The basketball game is on. It's a great time. It's also Memorial weekend, and man, we have you on the show, man. And I got some questions for you. Let's first start off, and I like it like this conversation wise. It's like, what influenced you? Like, what made you become a comedian?
What influenced me?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what influenced me. I was just kind of like, I was in school. I remember at the time when I started doing it, I was in college, and I was studying pre-med, right? But at the same time, I was bored in school, and I just wanted to do something else. Like, I had never been just like a student. I was, at least when I was in high school, I was on the basketball team or whatever. So going to college, I was like, damn, I'm just going to class. This is boring. And I had always liked stand-up, But I had approached it from the mind state of like, I'm just gonna do this just to have something to do. And then I remember I was at an open mic in Houston, and I was studying for my whatever test or whatever, and one of the comics had walked up to me, and he was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Man, I got a test, whatever. I'm reading." An older dude, and he was like, "Nigga, you want to be a comedian or you want to be a doctor?" And I had nobody asked me like that before. But that in that moment, I was just like, I guess I want to be a comedian. So I just kind of pivoted everything that I was doing towards this, and I started taking like screenwriting classes, learning how to edit, all that type of stuff, which eventually turned into the groundwork that I have for the TV show and all this other stuff that I'm trying to do right now.
Oh man, yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope right there, man. So yeah, that's heavy right there. So what? Speaking of your techniques and stuff, what like made you do those dope sketches you did? The sketches that you did, like on Aaliyah, on the YouTube sketches and driving
the Uber ride. Yeah, we was checking out.
Yeah. So yeah, so if for people that don't know, I got this thing on my Instagram where I play like an Uber driver, and then just like whatever scenarios that I can come up with in my head, I'll just have them play them out with like other comedians. So it was one in particular that kind of went crazy. I thought it was funny when I thought of it, but just to see whatever it do online, is like my homie that plays somebody in the sketch would hit me up like, "Nigga, this shit is nuts, nigga. This shit." It's just like, all right, bro. But the sketch in particular is I'm driving Uber, and somebody in the back seat got on a Kobe jersey, and he on his way to the airport. And so I'm like, "Yo, you going to the airport with that jersey on?" And he like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" And I'm like, "Yo, you're not superstitious about it?" And he like, "I'm not superstitious about nothing, whatever." He get his cousin, and then his cousin in the car talking about some like, "Yo, take the jersey off, like we don't need no extra shit happening at the airport, whatever." And he take the jersey off, and then he got a Aaliyah shirt on underneath it. And it's it's nuts, because I tried to talk about like that on stage, but it wasn't hitting. Like niggas, like people's in the audience, like like it was just real quiet, because it's a dark joke.
Yeah,
it's kind of dark.
Yeah, it is dark, but it's funny to me.
Yeah.
So that one in particular, and a lot of different things. Like if for me personally, like the way I do stand up, it's very sharp. Like I'm with my words a lot. Like I'm not a physical comedian. So and I have ideas sometimes where they just not gonna hit on stage. Like you kind of gotta see it, or it's gotta be a certain scenario. And so when I start with the Uber stuff, it was just like another outlet for me. Like it's like, all right, let me get this out in this way. And I still got ideas where I'm like, I want to take it further, because that stuff on the gram is just like little sketches where I'm like, I'm trying to tell entire stories.
All right, man. Did you receive any flack from some crazy fans of maybe Aaliyah, Kobe Bryant, and stuff like that? Knicks? Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I could find some of the comments, because I had to, because my boy sent me, like, he was in the comments reading them. He was like, "Yo, niggas is going crazy." Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But he said, "All right, I'm gonna read a couple of them. Take this down, corny ass cornball. The traffic in hell gonna be crazy. It's some whack shit. Poor taste. This ain't it, dog. This shit trash." Oh, thought only white comedians had dark humor. And somebody said, "I don't get it."
Yo.
I like shit like that. Shit.
That's the real talk. You gotta love the hate. That's real.
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan, but I had to laugh. Like,
yeah, I mean it is.
It was the irony of it.
Yeah.
Well, you got somebody that's a Laker fan that kind of felt it, but that was funny, man. But see, that's that humor of yours is so funny, because you said you like that type of humor. It's kind of yeah. What if were you always like that?
like
yeah.
into dark humor.
Yeah.
I'm not even really like a huge dark humor person. I do find things that are like messed up funny, but I'm not like OD like Anthony Jeselnik and stuff like them dudes. Somebody will die like at 5 o'clock, and by 5:30 they'll have a joke. And I'll be like, damn,
that was funny.
God damn.
That was
like,
funny.
I need that. Like this Kobe I mean, it's been what 5 years, so it felt like it's been some time. But I'm not I got a heart. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have a heart. Some dudes don't.
I'm not gonna front. I like it. It's funny, man. I'm a fan of it. The way you kept your composure and you don't break character is so funny, man. At the same time, but I like some of the dark humor, man. I like the Joker.
It's kind of like more deadpan.
Yeah, like deadpan.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. Yeah, man.
Real.
So,
Do you how do you balance like whether or not to do you know where you can push the line? Because you kind of said that it didn't work during your actual stand-up routine, but you decided to make a skit about it. So, like, do you ever feel pressure to kind of, like, pull yourself back and be like, okay, you know what, this is not a topic I should approach?
Nah, because you don't know where the line is at all, right? So you kind of got to step over it to see where it is. And then when you do, it's like, okay, that might be the line that night or for that audience. I might go somewhere else and then do something, and then these people love it, and so it's just all about confidence in self and whatever you're comfortable doing. Sometimes some nights I'm like, I don't feel like fighting them people right now, so I'm not gonna do it. And then some nights it's like I'm ready for a fight, so all right. And then it might not even be a fight. It might be people in there like, yo, we was waiting for you to say that fucked up thing. You're like, God damn, all right, cool. So yeah, the thing with the weird thing with the internet is that it finds its people, or it doesn't. I don't know, but it is an audience for it if you're able to get there. And yeah, the difference with the live thing is if you don't have your own audience, then you kind of at the mercy of whatever the people feeling in the crowd. And sometimes it can be a challenge. Sometimes they ready for it. So yeah. Confidence, like anything else.
That's live right there. All right, so in it, I noticed that it was real funny because some of the actors you have come on, they just start flipping out. Did you write that? Did you write the whole thing, or do they improv?
Yeah, so I write. I get on like a little guideline on what to say. It was the same thing, honestly, with like Flatbush sometimes, where it's like I know some of these guys, so I trust them, and it'll be like, hey, come in the car, and like one of the other ones was like a male stripper, and dude,
That's what
and it was just kind of based off of that, and then they just kind of started going off of that. So I find the people who or I'll cast the people who I know can freestyle a little bit. And if it's not if it's not necessary for them to freestyle, then I'll have the lines for them. And it's just like, yeah, just stay in these parameters right here. You could, whatever, and yeah, we get to it, man. Get to it.
That's bro.
That's dope. That's dope, bro. We'll give you a bomb.
What was the they, them, the pronoun skit that you did? What influence or sketch? What was kind of like the influence for that one? I found that one funny.
that was just a little bit of commentary on how everybody's like, yo, you got to get the pronouns right. And it's like, yo, if I don't get it right, does that make me the worst person on the planet?
I feel you on that, yeah.
If I keep fucking up and calling Shorty a she or Buddy a he, does that mean like I'm not shit? That's not the worst possible thing that can happen to this person. But they, a lot of people act like, yo, you're not saying the pronouns, so da 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 da. And it's like, all right, if watch the sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We should have played. We should have had
You know
some.
what I'm saying?
Maybe later on.
That's all it was. It was just a question, really, more than it was
dope.
like. Yeah, it was just a question.
But that was dope. That was dope. All right, go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
No, I just thought that was a witty little like take on the end because I was kind of like, okay, where is this going? And then like the end of it, I was like, oh, okay.
He said, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, but I feel you on that because everybody wants to be politically correct, and it's like sometimes you just gotta just say what you already know. It's like, all right, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like, yo, I'm not trying to do anything malicious. And also y'all are acting like this is like the most malicious thing a human being can do. When it's like, it's a lot of old people out here that's just like, that look like a girl to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, that don't make him, a bigot or whatever the fuck that you might try to throw that label on him.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, I heard you on one of your stand-ups, and me and Solo, we go through this back and forth. But I'm a big fan also of Pop Your Balloon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my stuff.
You was talking about that. What's your take on that?
Yeah. My take on the Pop the Balloon show,
Mm-hmm.
and that shit's just entertaining. would you ever go on there?
Would I ever go in there? Nah, I don't want to waste nobody's time. I'm gonna waste somebody's time if I go in there. Know what I mean?
But that's what a lot of them dudes be on there doing. Is just wasting time. A lot of them dudes go up there with no good intentions at all. You know, they show up there like, "Hey, girl, why your shoes look like? Why you got hair on your arms? Why you got this? Like, damn, why you came up here to just talk shit?"
Nah, that's right. But it's funny too, cause that's how somebody will come on there. They'll be like, okay, I want to defend and disrespect. Now I'll just try to bag something. Like I'll be like, all right, let me just see where I could go with something. You know what I mean? Yeah, because the whole point of the show, if I'm flying out there, I have to leave with something. That's how I look at it, and I'm not taking them seriously.
I feel like a lot of them go there with the mind state of like, oh, this is gonna blow up later. Like I don't think they go on there for the actual, you know, a lot of them go on there trying to get lit in the comments and like, yeah, niggas gonna love this shit. Da, da, da.
Right.
But the show itself, it's just like, I haven't watched it in a couple of weeks, but when I was watching, I was like staying up watching shit just because, you know, paying attention to. You see why a lot of people are single on there.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
That's really what it is. Like the outfit thing to me is a little immature. Like a lot of them are pop because of the outfit, and I'm like, yeah, you could change the outfit, and also like, you know, they say they come up there like, oh, it's a date, like it's a date situation. They said, I think in the email maybe they'll tell the people like, dress like you on a date or whatever. But it's like, how you know he didn't think the date was in the park? You know what I'm saying? He just came through with some shorts and a t-shirt, you know, and shorty dressed in heels or whatever. Like they don't specify where the date at or whatever, but it's like that could easily change. And then the other thing is that a lot of the women will pop because the dude is shorter than them. And I think that's just funny.
Oh, nah, but it's shorter than them. It's shorter than them with heels on. It's not even like he's short. That's the funny part about it. It's like, come on.
But then men gotta go on there and be, you know, you can't really say, like some of the dudes do say like, yo, I ain't feeling her face. Like, God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, real, right?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
But not too many men are that blunt on there. Right. Some of them are, but not all of them. Like women that get up there and just straight up say, yo, you short. And it's like, all right. But then you know what I mean? You can't just be like, hey, you ain't got no neck.
Right. You see how that is? You see how that go?
Man.
Man, politically correct, man. It's just crazy, man. Sometimes what you're allowed to do and what you can't do. That's crazy.
It's just the standards be too high. That's the part. I'll be like, yo, you want the perfect person? I'll be like, because I'm coming in here with all my flaws.
and then that's the thing too, is that they on there. It's the cameras on them. You know, you're not gonna get like, I'm not even gonna be all the way as much as I've been in front of the camera like in my career. I'm probably gonna be on there a little shaky for the first, you know, couple before I get all the way comfortable. But the camera on a bunch of people that never been on camera before, you know, so then they just like they popping because they thinking about who watching it. Like, oh no, I can't. When in reality, or they might say something or stutter or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a little. I see all of that too, so I take it into account and have a little bit of grace. But yeah, the show is amazing, man. The one on Netflix is trash as fuck. I tried to watch that shit. I shouldn't say that. Damn, I know people that work.
Yeah,
nah, you could be open.
There's a Netflix one now.
There's a Netflix one, but it's not.
They going that big.
It's not the same. It's not the same as the YouTube one, though. It's not.
Is it the same?
Yeah, I should just say it's not the same.
The people, the same producers,
It's
but
his own thing. People might like it.
different.
It's his own thing.
Right, right. What do you prefer? Like, do you like doing skits or sketches or stand up?
I love, man. I hate that I love stand-up comedy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I hate that I love it, cause it's turned into a different thing now with the, you know, the way that the internet is and Instagram, social media, all of that stuff, where it's like, you know, you could see a couple of clips of somebody like online, and then these motherfuckers are like, it'll take off, right? But it's still not what the actual live show is. And I love the live show more than I love putting little jokes online, you know, because it is an experience. You know, it's a you watching somebody kind of take you on a journey, and you know, it's for me, it's like my journal. Like I get up there and it's like, okay, you know, it's what I've been thinking about. This I'm getting my the thoughts out of my mind, and I like to do it a lot, and I see myself doing it, you know, as long as I continue to think the way that I do. So I prefer it, but it does get annoying. I will say that. I get bored of my jokes really fast. I get bored of my jokes very fast. So, you know, I'm always constantly in lab, but I do enjoy, I think right underneath that, or maybe equal to that, is, I wouldn't say the skits, because the skits are just like mixtapes for me. Like I'm just like, all right, that's a little joint that I'm throwing out there. But like writing stories for real, like, you know, movies, novels, like writing complete stories, those to me are more of a they bring more joy after that completion, and I get that little dopamine and serotonin after, like, yo, I just did that on a story tip. That feels like equally validating.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Yeah, you remind me of my man Resin, man. My brother Resin for a minute. Yeah, right there. Yeah, no doubt, man. Coming up, man, we were starting. Tell us someone who influenced, like some of your influences. The comment.
Man, influences. Yeah. You know, early on, I'm not gonna lie, love Dave. Like early, before I even knew what I was doing. Was just watching that, you know, Chappelle show and all of that stuff. But then also, like, I would watch a lot of Comic View and see dudes like Dion Cole, and Rel.
Earthquake?
And what happened? I froze?
Nah, I felt like it was an earthquake. It was like a big stone.
Our neighbor upstairs.
Oh, the neighbor upstairs.
Fell down or something.
Yeah. Crazy.
The neighbor jumped?
Yeah,
it was just a big rumble. Even the cat was.
It's 2 stories upstairs, so there's a staircase above us. So if they fall down the stairs, we feel it.
Are they heavy like that?
I have no idea. I didn't want to check.
Yeah, somebody fell down the stairs just now.
I hope they're not injured.
Yeah, man.
It'll be all right.
Somebody might have just died. Like, let's go on.
You can tell.
The podcast.
Yeah. It's like dark humor follows you, man.
Look how none of them niggas cared.
No, but for real, from you, man, I get a vibe of like genuine, like you're really like that. You have that deadpan, like real, because you don't even laugh at you. Like you say, you get bored of it a lot, and it seems genuine. I get that vibe from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a fan of that style of a comic and stuff like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. So you write movies too? I didn't know that. That's the.
Yeah, man. Right now I'm getting stuff off. I'm trying to write something that's or I am writing something that I could film myself. About, I was actually talking to Hassan a couple weeks ago about Hassan. He played Drew in Flatbush, and he played Weebay in The Wire.
Right.
But trying to just link with him, get back on that. But it's a fun way to exercise these skills, because I feel like personally, if I'm able to craft like a set for an hour, even 30 minutes or whatever for the stage, I'm taking you on a journey, and I'm telling stories or whatever. And I'm trying to, my intention, that's what it is. My intention is to make you laugh, right? Regardless of what I'm saying or whatever, the intention is that. And then so on the movie tip, it's like my intention, regardless of like scene by scene, it's kind of simple to say like, okay, this intention is to make the person laugh, or to make the person feel something, or make the person feel like betrayal, or whatever the case may be. So I'm just able to like transfer that over and get that off with the movie tip. So it doesn't feel like a far stretch, even though like the industry might say like, oh, we ain't never seen you do this before, whatever. It's like, hey, I'm kind of doing it every night in a different way. So yeah.
Man.
I love the movies you was in too, by the way, man. Love the Money Talks and Friday.
Talks on Friday.
You clouded.
Debo, Big Debo.
No. You put my face on.
Who? Oh yeah. I know you had that comment. That was a good one. Well, that just took my other question. Oh man. That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
So what you're working on with Hassan though, is that a comedy? Or is that
with Hassan?
Yeah, is it a comedy? Or like dramedy?
I feel like I can't write without making a joke. Like it feels like when I watch stuff, and I personally, what I'm interested in is like, yes, you tell stories, but when it gets too serious, it's like, bro, I laugh at myself a lot. Like I don't know, life without like having some type of sense of humor feels like so wrong. It's just like, even when you go through things and it's sad and it's whatever, it's still like I at least try to find a perspective and being like, damn, nigga, I was tripping that night. Like, damn, what the fuck was I? You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to have that because so when I start writing, it's like I need to have that, even if it is the subject matter is very serious. Like, I just watched Aurora last night, thinking like this was like a serious film or whatever, and it is to an extent. And I watched it, but it was like it had some Home Alone energy in there. And I was like, damn, this shit kind of funny for real. I didn't expect it to be this funny. And I like stuff like that, where it's like, yes, the subject matter is serious, but we laughing. So the thing with Hassan that I'm writing, or I shouldn't even be saying with Hassan, because it ain't no guarantee that he gonna do this shit. But ideally I'm working with him on this. But what I'm writing is, it's a story about a dude who owns he really drives Uber for real, but he also is a co-founder of a nonprofit organization, and he gets the opportunity to drive his congressman around, right? And he doesn't really know who his congressman is at all, but over time he gets his congressman and him, they both end up working together on some shit where they like, yo, I need you to help me campaign, because the congressman kind of lost the black vote inside of the neighborhood. And he's like, if you help me campaign and I'll get the victory, then I'll fund your nonprofit organization. And so that's the kind of the relationship between them. And then it ends up turning into its own thing. But the idea behind that is, came from like a lot of people, at least from my neighborhood and the way that I grew up, we don't know our politicians at all and aren't involved in politics. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not. But the way that this country is going and everything like that, it feels like it is an important thing to know, even though we don't really
Mm-hmm.
follow up with it at all because it's not necessarily something that affects us. So, the story just kind of popped in my head on some shit where it's like, yo, what if it's like, a training day type situation, but it's with a congressman, whatever. And yes, there's a message behind it that hopefully, I learned from. Like, I actually, even before before we got on here, I'm on here like, cause you can you can see how all the congressmen vote, right? On bills and stuff. And I've never looked at this before, but since I'm doing research for the thing, I'm looking at it. And let me see if I can pull this joint up. Oh, my bad. I'm looking at it, and they had this dude. They voted for what's his thing? So calling on elected officials. Okay, on this a motion, right? Calling on elected officials and civil society leaders to counter anti-Semitism and educate the public on the contributions of the Jewish American community, right? So all the congressmen, 421 of them voted yes to counter anti-Semitism. One of them voted no. I'm like, bro, who is this nigga that voted no? 400 and
wow.
420 of y'all voted yeah, and this brave nigga, like, because you could also just say I'm not gonna vote.
Right.
You can abstain.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna vote. This nigga said, fuck Jewish people.
He said
and said no. I'm looking at I can't pull this shit up, but this shit is Thomas Macy of Kentucky. Right. I'm like, oh, this boy. So it's just stuff like that. I never really paid attention to, but it's just like, it's a little interesting to just look at.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's been a while since we've had like a political comedy type. Wasn't Bullworth? I was oldest. I don't know what. But remember that movie Bullworth came out in the 90s? And it had Halle Berry and what was his name?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Warren Beatty. I don't know. I feel like I can't even remember what the plot was, but I just remember he was a senator and some shenanigans was going on and Halle Berry was in it.
That's what Hassan told me to watch it. I didn't even watch it. I'm glad you actually said that. When I was talking to him about it, he was like, yo, that's like Bullworth. I'm like, all right.
That's crazy. Yeah. I never watched it either. Chick flick.
That's it?
Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
I ain't never seen it.
It was kind of witty for the time. I don't remember what it was all about, but it seemed like it was kind of witty.
He said
for the
something
time.
about like he ended up like Halle Berry was like a mistress or something for the dude, and he ended up getting with her or something like that. Yeah, he falls in love with the younger Halle Berry, the senator. He's disillusioned with politics.
Halle.
Yeah, the senator. My story sell crack. No, I'm playing.
Yo.
Hey, you truly drive, man. That's dope. That is dope, man. I love it. Hey, you had a show, man. And, yeah, and it's really funny. It was about to take off, and then tell about it, Sherry. It's about to take off. Sherry knows all about it.
Yeah, I was his Flatbush misdemeanor. I'm one of those people that was very disappointed in season 3 not coming, but it fits kind of the aesthetic that you were talking about. As far as like, you think you did a really good job of balancing serious subject matter, but infusing it with comedy, and just the kind of I don't remember you dealt with things like depression. I can't remember the name of your co-star, but just the one who played I think he was a teacher or something. But he was hysterical, and then like Hassan, kind of, I don't know if he was kind of like the show bully or whatever, but he was hilarious. And I think she's a woman. She's probably not young, but the younger woman who played his niece, I think she was really good. But yeah, that to me, that was just very disappointing that show just not coming back. I suppose.
Yeah, tell us.
Thank you for watching it. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know the politics. What happened with that.
Man, it could go. I could say a lot of different things. I really kind of just blame myself more than anything. That's how I've chosen to look at it. over the past couple because, you know, I believe like ultimately it was probably ratings, you know, but at the same time, like the reason I kind of point to myself in that regard is because I could have done more things to help that. Because I'm you know, before actually I think a year ago was like when I told myself I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to have an online presence. You know, before that I was just kind of like, man, I don't want to do it. Like I don't want that thing to consume me. You know, it's a lot of social media creates a lot of positive things, but it's also a lot of negativity that kind of comes along with it. You know, people start, you know, finding their identity online and value whatever their self-worth is based off of the online thing at all. And I seen it all happen and I was just like, yo, I don't want to be a part of this. But obviously in this industry, it's like, yo, you kind of got to if you want to make things happen. There's a rare few that don't have to use it at all, like the Ryan Cooglers of the world and stuff. But you know, my situation, it's like if I don't make this thing happen myself, it's not gonna happen. I don't have anybody out here like vouching for me for real. So with Flatbush, it's not all just because I wasn't online or anything like that. But I feel like there's a lot of things that, you know, I could have done personally to just kind of help push the project along further. And if I was just like in a more mature space, then there's the opportunity that it could have went a couple more seasons. But you know, I was like 28, 29 when we first had the show, you know, so you know where I'm at now, I feel like it is just a blessing because like anything else that I create or come from, I'm learning from all the mistakes that I made on that joint, and then I'm moving on to the next one. It's just like, you know, God willing, inshallah, it goes further.
It's dope.
That's
Yeah,
real.
it's dope, man. Yeah, you answered all of those questions right there.
What was good? So at least the two, just to see that kind of different perspective of storytelling from a black point of view. I'm sure that all of the writers weren't, the whole writer room wasn't black, but I think it was just really refreshing because to me, when I try to like describe the show, it was kind of like maybe a mixture of like what is it? Always Sunny, kind of infused with a little Curb Your Enthusiasm, kind of. I don't know. It was its own little thing, but it's hard to describe. But it was just very unique storytelling, you know, shown from like I love any story that's based in New York. So just that kind of urban, edgy, kind of dry, you know, sense of humor. It was really dope.
It might have been too black. That's probably why it's not on no more.
No, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another question. Why did they take it down off of Showtime? It's not streaming on Showtime anymore, right?
That was a money thing. Because if it was Knicks down 20, by the way, but it was a money thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a money thing.
Whoa. You said that too quick. Slow down. Oh, we just ran a red light. What?
You gotta get y'all brooms.
Oh no!
It's trying to get those brooms.
Down by 20.
Dang.
Yeah, Nick down 20.
Oh, man.
Yeah, as soon as I said it might have been too black, they was like, yup, and just laid.
Yeah.
But they took it down because it's a straight money thing, man. It was if they have it up on the streaming, at least I think, because nobody tells me anything for real. So I'm putting two and two together. But if they still have it on the streaming, then we get the residual checks based off of whatever's kind of coming in. So they take it down. And even with that, like I kind of look at that like as an opportunity, you know, or a challenge for real. Because the only reason, you know, if it all comes down to money, right, then it's like they're not making enough money to be paying us with it, whatever it is that they still have to pay us or however much it costs to keep it up. So it's like the challenge for me is keep creating, you know, have your name grow or whatever. And then so they like, damn, we got the show, the Kev first show. Yeah. Let's put it back up and da-da-da-da. And then it's just like a fly little thing right there. It's just like, yeah, this was off. You couldn't even find this nowhere for the last decade and a half. Like they had to go in the backyard and dig this up to get this out. You know, I think that's a cool thing to kind of aspire to.
Maybe in the future it could be licensed to like Amazon or Netflix or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm hoping like again towards the end of my life. I don't know when that's
yeah, he's dark. He's dark.
That's real talk. Yo, you got a lot of sense of humor. That's real talk.
I said that. I told Salo that.
Yeah. But it was a fun. Flatbush was a fun project, man. You know, I was out there a couple of weeks ago, and they got the show on the street poles out there. You know, so it still exists in the physical. You know, and that's really cool. To have that, because I used to live in the Bronx, and you know, you in the Bronx on the concourse, they got that Walk of Fame on the light poles or whoever, you know, or the baseball players, but then also like, you know, Fat Joe or whoever the hell. Right. And I had the Flatbush version of that with this shit still up. I think that's really cool. Yeah. You know, even if people might not all the way know it, it's still up there, you know.
Right. I gotta check that out. I'm from the Bronx, so that's crazy. Yeah. It's real talk.
Oh, word. Yeah, I was on 158 in Concourse when I first got to New York. Okay. Everybody was like, "Oh, you in the South Bronx? Oh, no, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful." Yeah. Man, shit happens.
Nah, the Concourse is not that crazy. The Bronx gets a certain rep, you know what I mean? Now, if he was on Kingbridge, maybe that's a little different, you know. But
hey, look, it was a couple times I was faded. And I fell asleep on that 4 train. So I was all the way up and back and down a couple of times. Had no business being up in Gun Hill Road, all them places.
Yeah. I had fun.
No, so you can't get robbed out there, but you it's not that crazy though. It's not that crazy.
Yeah. I know for sure I could have got robbed. For sure. It was a couple of wild things that happened while I was out there. It was, you know, the court steps, they had a shooting on the court steps. I don't know. It was a story. This was, I mean, it's old now, but it was just like shocking at the time. It was like, damn, boy, shooting out on the court steps out there. Like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
You know, back when Sin City was still open, that was, you know what I mean? That was a little, fun. They don't have them joints around there no more, but,
yeah, Sin City. Which one you like better, man? Bronx or Brooklyn?
I already know he's going to say it.
Let's go.
I already know it's going to be.
I mean, look, dog, for what I do and the way that I live my life, it's like I'm in Brooklyn more. You know, even when I was living in the Bronx, I was still in Brooklyn more just because of what I was doing and the type of people that I'm around. Right. But, you know, I had like one of my homies, he got locked up in New York, and he was staying. So he's from Houston though, but he was staying in New York because they had him on probation or parole, whichever one. And he had to stay inside. He had to stay in New York for like 2-3 years, and he got a little spot in the Bronx. And man, he had it shaking. I ain't gonna lie. I was over there a couple of times. I was like, yo, I ain't never been to this side. I don't even remember what part it was. It was a lot though. I was like, damn, this how you living, dude? But it was a lot of fun. And I think he was outside of my family, he was my only connection to the Bronx and comedians. But he was my only connection for real to like just really just have a reason to be in the Bronx. Cause that's my thing with a lot of any neighborhood I go to. If I don't have a reason to be around, like I was in Leimert Park, one of my homies stay out there, but I'm just with her. Like if I don't have a reason, I walked out to the street, I was waiting for an Uber, I heard niggas so woo. I was like, yeah, let me go back in the house. I don't have no reason to be around any of this stuff. So like, I'm not just walking around just looking and like, the architecture out here is great. Nah, I'm in the crib.
Nah. Yo,
trip.
Yo, that's a fact.
I had a great time. I'm not gonna front. Being from Brooklyn, when I moved to the Bronx, I loved it, man. It was totally different. It was so much fun out there. This is a little different time, but it was a great time. I love them both though. But why you chose the name Flatbush? Were you in Flatbush Park, Brooklyn?
Yeah. So the way Brooklyn was and it still kind of is was just getting heavily whitewashed, you know, or transplant washed, right? So you know, a lot of people priced out of where they stay at, you know, whatever. And Bushwick is still, you know, kind of what it is. Bed-Stuy already kind of had, you know, its imprint on the world. And I remember it's like Crown Heights and then Flatbush, but Flatbush the name sounded so right. Okay. You know, what we was trying to pair with the misdemeanors. And then, you know, you start going into the like, all right, the names sound cool, but now let's actually look at what we looking at. Heavy Caribbean neighborhood, right? That's right. And heavy Haitians out there too. Right. And so I'm like, all right, that's a challenge, and I love a challenge because if you don't get that right, people gonna let you know immediately. You know what I mean? They gonna, hey man, this ain't. It's sakbase, not sapase. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gonna let you know immediately. And I got a lot of Haitian friends that I made while I was in Flatbush. You know, getting their input and just making sure, just wanting to do right by that. That was like big on my part. You know, it was I kind of felt like Anthony Bourdain a little bit, where it's like, all right, I'm Nigerian. So it's a little bit of similarities, but also, you know, it's not all the way the same. So, you know, coming in there and just being like, yo, I got to make sure I do the utmost research on this neighborhood and make sure that the representation is right, because, you know, ain't no telling when somebody gonna make another show about that neighborhood. People gonna make shows about Brooklyn. They already got stuff about Brooklyn, but all that stuff is, like I said, it's, you know, it's transplant heavy. It's like people not really just about to just go on the street. They just gonna tell their story of their little sector of it all, you know. And my goal was always like, yo, to represent this entire not the entire borough, but this entire neighborhood as a whole. So, you know, it's jokes in there with Jamaicans, it's jokes in there with Haitians, it's jokes in there with East Africans. You know, it was like I was literally looking at it like a domino thing, where it's like I want to hit every single one. You know what I mean? And I used to beat myself up over it, but I feel like it's a good job. Was as good as I could have got done. You know.
That's dope. Yeah, because there's a lot of Caribbeans in Brooklyn. And you know what I mean? It's definitely gonna be hard. Like getting the whole West Indians stereotypes. That's hard.
Bro, it's hard. Yes, and it's too much, man. You know what I'm saying? That I ain't never had nobody come up to me and just press me on like, yo, you ain't get St. Lucia in the building. Like, I ain't had nobody hit me with that. But it was in the back of my mind the whole time. I'm like, yeah, I can get the St. Lucians in this motherfucker.
Wow. Yo. Man, that's crazy, man.
That's real.
Oh man. So what's the score now?
They put on commercial. It was
halftime.
Yeah, I don't know if it's halftime, but it was about 14, 15, something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Who y'all favorite like people to watch? You know, I see. Oh, and first of all, I see you got the anime shirt on, man.
Yeah.
You want what you watching right now?
Man, I'm still Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on a bunch. I can't even lie to you. We be here all day, but One Piece.
You got Solo Gym, so you Solo Leveling.
Yeah, real talks. Yeah, Solo Leveling's up there.
All right. I just peeped.
Yep.
What's the Giant?
Attack on Titans.
Attack on Titans. I've been in Attack on Titans for a minute.
Hunter is another one. That's one of my favorites.
Hunter, bro. Hold on, fam.
Oh yeah, he's on point.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's in tune. Yeah, he's in tune. That's real talk, God dog.
Let's go, my brother.
I see you got a little crazy out here.
Hey, that's Trunks.
Yeah, he's in tune. That's real.
Trunks. Yes, man. Yeah. That's my brother. Yeah, you got some. You got some things. That's live. That's live. When they put me up on that's man. I've been up like every night. Going to Solo, we got to watch this. You know, Fire Stick World. You know what I mean? I've been going through Fire Stick. You can see all the anime. It's out there.
Yeah. Do you ever get like inspired from like watching any anime, like in your skits or anything?
Now you know the dudes that do it really well is
RDC,
Supreme Dreams, and them dudes do a phenomenal job at it. But I always thought it was like, before I seen them doing it, I thought it was like, I thought it wasn't cool. Like not cool, but like I thought I couldn't blend the worlds. That's what I always thought before. I get inspired, but I get inspired like when I'm writing, it's more so like on a novel tip. Like I'm working on a graphic novel with an artist, and I'm inspired by anime in that regard, even though it's not like an anime project. But as far as like the stand-up side of it, I never knew how to get on stage and be like, y'all watch Naruto? Nah,
I got you. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to. If I could, I ain't gonna lie, I've tried it before, but it always just felt like, damn, this shit ain't just hitting. Because people that don't know, they just looking at you like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, because it's a broad audience, and you don't know who watches anime. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I would love to do it. Like if I find like a solid joke, because there's ways to tell jokes and people not know what you're talking about, but just make it relatable. Like to be like, yo, you know, Sakura always chases after Sasuke. I used to have a girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then just kind of make it like a thing where it's just like, you know, Naruto, he want to be the best, but he not nice, but he got the drive for it. That remind me of when I used to try to play football and whatever. That's a bad joke, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
If you're able to get a gig like at Comic-Con or at some venue where you know that the majority of people know about, you know, that type of stuff, then you're set. Right. It depends on the audience. You just have to get yourself in front of that audience.
True. That's true. And that would just be fun. That would just be
yeah, man.
That would be a lot of fun.
It's the time now too, because you know everybody's meshing this, meshing that. Nerds are back, you know what I'm saying? So it's like tech world. Right. So it's about that time.
It's cultural fusion.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Absolutely. Because a while you was out on the fringe, if you had like stuff like that, it was like, yo, look at this weird nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now it's okay. Yeah, we could all join together and watch this shit.
Right. No doubt. So what you working on now?
The one joint that I said with that I'm hoping to get Haas on. That shit's called Driving Mr. Walker. And I'm hoping to get that off the ground myself. I got other things that I wrote, you know, over the past like 7 months has been the most like locked in I've been in a long time as far as like getting my own projects off the ground and not necessarily trying to help other people.
Okay.
So it's my, you know, I'm always on stage. So that like I don't always post like, you know, all my jokes and stuff like that, but I'll post like the Uber things that we were talking about. You know, I'm still trying to get I'm still working on a couple more of those that I'm gonna put up before I completely transition into trying to make a movie.
Oh no, I thought you'd been transitioning like that. I'm sorry, I'm already anticipating the joke, man. I thought you'd been transitioning. Go ahead, man. Yeah, man. Transition into movies. Go ahead. Yeah, Tom. I know you get dark, so I'm like,
you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Right. That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
You're in New York. They'll catch you out there too.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. So, when I make this next move to the to the movie space,
right. I get it.
Yeah. That's all it is. Is writing, man. Just writing and not necessarily, you know, because it's a lot of ways that you know, people, I don't know if anybody, you know, and that's listening to this is like inspired to kind of do this thing that I'm still in pursuit of, but it's a lot of ways, you know, to get your work seen. And you know, it may take a while, but there's like the you know, the festival route, which is a route that I personally like, because you get an audience of people who are there for that, so Austin Film Festival is one that I'm submitting like scripts to. There's this thing called Rain Dance Film Festival out in London that they gave me some great feedback on one of my scripts earlier this year. And then from the script phase, if you were to shoot things yourself and actually turn into film, a lot of people think like, oh, I'm gonna just put it up on the YouTube or put it up on whatever and try to get or try to go to Amazon or whatever. But it's like, yo, you put your stuff in the festival route. That's what we did with even Flatbush when we shot it ourselves. We was submitting it to festivals and they ended up getting festival. I think Florida Film Festival. It won this grand jury award out there. It was up in Montreal, a bunch of different places, Sundance and in Utah. And so now, where I'm at with everything that I'm doing, I'm not gonna lie. I thought after making the television show, I was like, all right, niggas know me. I should be straight. Let me just, kind of follow that way. I got agents, I got representation. Let me follow that way. And shit just wasn't happening the way I thought it was gonna happen. And now I'm like, all right, bet. Let me just go back to the root of it all and go back to the way of creating that I know how to create. And let me start, get back to this festival circuit, submit to that stuff. And then also at the same time, try to grow the audience on my own. And then just when them two worlds meet, it'll just be a beautiful meeting, between the two things. So yeah, that's a little bit of game if anybody, is trying to get into, this world.
So your Uber skits, they kind of act as like proof of concept, right? Of the Uber movie that you're
exactly. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, that's the play.
That writer language. That's that writer language.
That's the language too. It's proof of concept. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, she knows. Right? She right.
I went to film school a long time ago, so I know.
Yeah. That's dope. Man, I like the fact that you you say words that's encouraging and motivation, and also it seems like the independent route and doing things yourself is the route to take. You know what I mean? It's like is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's it's so difficult to I feel like it's I don't know if it's a chosen thing or whatever, but it's like, because everybody works hard for real, but then it is like, some people that are very blessed and able to kind of like grow inside of this industry and be able to like work as they're growing. For me, it's like, all right, I definitely got an opportunity that is rare for anybody to get at a young age. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't have that Timothy Chalamet or that, whatever of being able to just like, okay, I got this thing, and then it snowball into another thing, another thing, and another thing. It's like, all right, I kind of got to step back and say like, all right, what got me this thing in the first place? Granted, thank God it was on a major scale, and I was able to reach an audience that I wouldn't have been able to reach on my own. But that's because the product was really good, and it's like, okay, so that product being that good, it's like, all right, let's just go back to making that same product and then seeing what kind of comes of it. Even if it is on an independent level, it's still like that. I feel like I'm personally getting better. So it's like, if that product then turns better, then whatever that the audience that it reaches is just like, oh, yo, this is dope, because boom, boom, we seen your thing in the past and we're going, forward. So I think the independent route is in a lot of ways it's the only route for a lot of people, and it's like, you got to kind of turn around and ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm trying to make $800 million at the box office? Or am I doing this because I got a story or a message that I'm trying to get out, or I just got like a passion inside of my heart where it's just like, I feel like, what I always ask myself when I'm like going through it, or I can't figure something out, or niggas ain't answering the phone, or whatever, I'm getting told no a lot. I always say, all right, what else would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? That's what I just be saying to myself when it's tough. I'm like, all right, so what else am I gonna do? What am I gonna go deliver packages for Amazon? Like, what am I gonna start doing? Like, well, what am I gonna do for real? Like, it get rough, but then you gotta ask yourself, like, what other thing am I gonna do in my life? Because I'm doing this because I said I wanted to do it. I'm not doing this because I said, oh, I'm only gonna do it if I get told yes by the people that I need to hear yes from, or that I want to hear yes from, I should say. You know, yeah, and that's where I land on it all.
This is Sparta. Come on. You gotta be able to stand up, my brother. That's good. I love it, man.
Those are good questions to ask, because then you realize that you're exactly where you need to be. When you take a look around, you're like, no, there's no other thing I could be doing as good as this. That's when you realize you're following your own purpose. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're learning all the lessons you're supposed to be learning right. There's no mistake, and there's no going back.
That's what it is, brother.
It's like you went too deep. Like, this is it. Like, you exactly where you're supposed to be.
So it's called dedication. Dedication.
Exactly, man.
To your work.
Exactly.
They say married to the streets.
Yeah.
Or married to the game.
Married to the game.
Yeah, married to the game.
Yeah, bro. It's just, it is, and yeah, man, it is what it is. Like, what else is gonna happen, man? And then if you start doing something else, and you feel like that is bringing you more joy, then do that. Like, all right, then go over there and do that if that's what you want. But I know for sure, if I did anything else, I will always be thinking about this in one way or another. I'll always think about this. You know, I anytime I travel, I'm thinking about, like, yo, how could tell a story out here with the like. That's what it all feel like, you know.
You're fortunate you at least can, like, maybe if the writing thing is kind of going a little bit slow, you still have, like, stand-up comedy. That's a creative, you know, outlet. Yeah. So you always, you know, have something.
Yeah. Yeah, because writing feels it feels like a madman's job. Like, it feels like you hear all them stories about, like, who them do Ernest Hemingway and all them dudes that killed themselves or whatever. Like, it's a madman. All of them, they was all alcoholics. What? It's a you literally by yourself talking to yourself. Like, it's a crazy thing to really do, you know. And so you're right, like with stand up, it's like I could be talking to myself and then I'll just be like, I don't need to talk to myself. I'll go talk to people and I'll go outside and go do that.
Man, you ever with your comic just veer off into other topics like flat Earth? How do you feel about flat Earth?
Man, I feel like the world was too hard on Kyrie, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was too hard on Kyrie for that, dog. Yeah, Kyrie say the world flat.
We got one here, man. He always throws his hands up.
Oh yeah.
My engineer, he's a straight flat earther.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a flat.
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah, he really. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
He's dug in. He's dug.
Yeah, I forgive all the round earthers. I forgive them all.
Yeah, he's
okay.
in.
Yeah.
So you only read one book and said that's all the information I need.
Yo, I did. I spent a whole year on it. I didn't want it to be true. I didn't want it to be true. I love Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wish
Oh, you really think the world is flat?
Yo, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
I did not want to, man. I denied it for a year. I'm like, there's no way.
What do you think?
I didn't want to.
When you see like a butt like Megan Thee Stallion, you think that's flat too?
No, that's this curvature of the mountains.
Yo.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's curvature.
Because Mother Earth has her curves. She has her alleyways. She has her mountains. But, you know, when you lay her down flat, she's on her back. In that metaphor.
How you feel about that? What you just said? How you feel
in that
about
metaphor, if you want to use that metaphor. But the crazy thing is,
flat.
like I said, I didn't want it to be true. And the thing is, the more you look into it, the more it happens to you. If you don't want to be a flat earther, do not look into this because it'll take you in.
Man, there's one man writing all of that flat Earth.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
I asked him. I thought he was the leader at one time.
There's no leader.
And there is somebody that's lead. I mean, there
there
has to be a leader.
There's a leader for the round Earth. That's called like NASA. They're the ones that are perpetuating the whole globe thing. We ain't ever seen a curved ocean in our lives.
Hey, you got the map? Like I want him to see the map.
Yeah, you want to see the map?
Yeah, I want to show you. He got this map that depicts the real Earth. I want you to
crazy.
I need you to see.
It's a pizza.
It's got, yeah,
it is. There you go. He got it. It is a pizza.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of material.
We in the middle of the pizza.
Oh yeah. You.
So AD, hypothetically, you had kids and you had to help them with their, that science, that project that we all had to. Most people had to do where you had to like make the solar system model for class and stuff. So how would you help your kid with that?
We have to understand that we're in the Matrix, and the Matrix wants you to think you on a ball. Mm-hmm. So I would assist him in doing the Matrix work, Matrix project. Just do whatever they follow what you got to do to get that grade. But school is not there to tell you the truth.
But how could you make that model though to reflect what you deem?
Easily.
To look like.
There's a whole convention that they do stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. I would just buy the model online. Because you can get it, but because see, here's the thing: like once you learn it, the first reaction is for people to go out and try to tell everybody. That's the wrong thing to do. You gotta like keep that in because the more you talk about it, the more crazy you're gonna look, and people are gonna think you're crazy. That's why celebrities got to be careful because it's gonna mess up their celebrityism. To even talk about it. Shaq was talking about it too. He's like, there's flat. I've seen it. It's flat. But you got to watch out because if you in the Matrix and you doing stuff for the Matrix, you know what I mean? Like you in the world, as a celebrity, you can't go around telling the truth like that because
why you looking like that, guy?
You'll look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is the map he wanted me to pull up. We right there in the center. There's other lands, other stuff like that outside of it.
Why is the arrows there?
That's the current. That's the way there's more suns and moons.
What is that boil? What's that right there? That planet? What is that right there? It says BOL.
Oh, that's another sun.
Oh, there's another sun?
Right. So we have our sun is called the Soul. The outer ring sun is called the Bull.
Who named it? Who named it? Who named it Bull?
Man, I have no idea. This is just the map that they're talking about, and these are other lands. But they have to hide these lands from all of us because we inside the Matrix, we're not supposed to know about all this.
Mm. What's the name of that? So where are we?
There's Thoth. We're right here. We're the inner Earth.
Where?
Mm. See, here's our sun. There's our moon. There's Anubis.
Set. That's in Egypt.
Like sun and Set. Set just represents the sun going down. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's deep. It's
but
heavy
like
work.
that's pretty advanced. Solomon wanted me to pull that up. I wouldn't even start with that.
Yeah, I just wanted his take on that. That's all. That's all I asked the question.
There's a map out there.
It looks crazy to anybody who hasn't looked into it, but
yeah.
Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a good brother.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Cause I see that you actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm solid, so I've taken all of the hits and all the flack from it and everything. But I'm so used to it, like I'm like a rock, man. I'm
like
I feel invincible.
I see it because I seen the arrows. To me, that was just the way that the bullshit was flowing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
I feel you.
That's the direction the bullshit going.
Yeah,
but you seem like a good.
Thank you,
good dude, bro.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But like I said, I'm not trying to preach it to anybody. I'm not trying to go around.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's flat to you, it's flat to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it don't really make no. I mean.
Yeah, we can talk about it all day. We've done many episodes on this. We've had a more flat Earth expert come in and really dug in deep and stuff like that. And we have other episodes.
We also had a scientist come in too. He was quiet.
Yeah, he was an elder. I didn't want to
he was going in
down.
he was going in though. He was like, nope, you could draw the blah blah. And AD was quiet.
I could have destroyed him so fast, but I didn't want to because he was an elder. I didn't want to ruin his world. he was in the Matrix. I felt like just let this old man feel like it's a ball. It's okay, because like it's not my duty to go around teaching this.
Yeah.
But he didn't know even the mathematics of the curvature. You know, for every mile.
What does so I know it's not a religion, but it sounds like a religion. So like, what do y'all get out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all get out of being right? That's what
Nothing. That's the thing, because now that I know it, it's like, okay, I'm over it. Like, okay, cool, they lied about that. It's the same thing about the moon landings, because you got to start with the moon landings. Once you find out the moon landings were fake, NASA's a lie, it's controlled by the government. Government doesn't want you to know if there's other land. Okay, this is their way of controlling you. It's the Matrix, blah, blah, blah. We're all just batteries. We're all just rats in this system that the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, is controlling us in. Okay, cool. I get it. We're all being lied to. That's what's up. And then we just go about our day. So that there's really nothing. There's really nothing to do it now. If you go into the ball Earth, oh man, they've got you under their control. This is you can't go out into space. They have you locked into this ball. You know what I mean? You stuck here.
And they just sent 6 shorties up to the. You ain't see the video.
Yeah, so that was a roller coaster ride. They threw them up in the sky and they dropped them down. They weren't actually in space.
Yeah, when the rocket went to go out the atmosphere.
Yeah, you can't go out the atmosphere.
Right. So you said they tried, and you said it hit.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of video online where they hit the firmament. So there's like a dome that we're in, and there's
did it leave
video
a crack in it?
after video.
Wait a minute, it hit the dome and fell back down.
Yeah, there's plenty of footage of that. I could pull up like 5 videos of rockets hitting.
That would have been on the news, though. Do you think it would have been on the news?
It's on the news, but they're gonna give you some false stuff. You have no idea how locked in the Matrix is. If you follow CNN and all that stuff, it's just mind control. It's programming. But this is red pill stuff. Not everyone's ready for this red pill truth stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me see, bro. You gotta Google Gayle King hair. She was in space, dog.
You can't go to space.
She was in space. Katy Perry.
Now you can go really high.
Google Gayle.
You can go really high.
What's her name? Gayle.
Gayle King space.
Gayle
They
King.
was out there in space.
You can go really high, but you cannot go into space where you in quote unquote orbit.
Right.
You know, the ISS, the fake space station they say that we have in space, that's supposedly going like a 2000 Mach 7. It's ridiculous. That little thing's flying in like so fast. Like, give me a break.
Do you believe in aliens though?
So extraterrestrials are living in extra terrain. They're still on this plane, but they're not from space. They're living in other parts of our land. So they're in extra terrain. Extra terrain is extraterrestrial. So they're not from outer space. They're from other terrains. You know what I mean? The UFO technology we see in this plane is us. We made all of that. You know what I mean? Through reverse technology and stuff like that. There was influence from Anunnaki. Still believe in all that. There was giants. There was no dinosaurs. That's all bull. There was plenty of giants. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of evidence of that. We had giant trees back in the day, huge trees before they cut them all off and stuff. I thought the world was like Star Wars. I wanted it to be like Star Wars. Turns out it's more like Lord of the Rings with the giants and the dwarves and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yo, this guy,
with the what?
This is fake. Yo,
yeah. It's a big truth bomb, but hey.
He said it's a lot of information to take in, right?
Yeah, it's some red pill stuff. If y'all ain't into this, don't look into it.
First started.
I got no problem looking crazy because, like I said, you know, I've been used to it.
It's real.
Even talking astrology when I was younger, you seem like the crazy person. This guy believes in astrology, and you know what I mean. It's you know it. But there's no, like, to answer your question, there is no benefit to knowing it. Once you know it, especially from my perspective, it's like, all right, I'm over it. And if I'm in a room when everyone's talking about a ball Earth, I don't say nothing. I just keep quiet. Like, it's all good. I don't gotta tell anybody anything. It's not like being vegan where you tell everybody I'm vegan. You know what I'm saying? When you're a flat earther, you just start to be quiet. Like, all right, yeah, that's what's up. With the moon landings is where you want to start, though.
Right.
I'll leave it at that. I can talk all day.
Yo, Kev, man, this has been great, man. I know the game is on and you have to get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, but man, I don't want to eat up all your time, man. You gave us a lot of time, and I want to say that this show and your just your presence and building with you I learned a lot, man, and I hope that the audience also picked up a lot. But you know, your writing skills, and even getting into movies on the side of your sketches, and I got to check out his work. But I just want to say thank you, my brother, for to the Podcraft.
Word.
Man, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Just to have a platform to even speak on a lot of this stuff. So I appreciate you guys for real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look forward to what's next.
Definitely.
Yeah, she said, yeah, man.
Thank you. And if you guys, I know this is live, but when y'all post it, if you could just edit out all that flat Earth stuff, I just don't want to be associated.
Hey, that's Priest's fault. Priest wanted to ask that question. That's on Priest. I said, don't bring it up because you know I'm gonna go off.
I'm fucking around.
I told him.
No, we're posting.
Yes, well,
We got you.
I appreciate y'all, man. So until next time, dog. If y'all on the gram or anything, my shit is Kevin Isopropanol.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Links in the description.
Yeah, the links are all in the description.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Shout out to Dave Floss. I see you in the building. Aurora Borealis. Phil B, man, this has been a great one. Yo, thanks Sherry for hooking this up. This was great, man.
Yeah, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for Sherry. I'm gonna watch the rest of this game though. I'm gonna see on.
Where's that?
It's 50.
It's 57-70 Indiana. 6 minutes left in the third.
All right, I mean they done what third. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
They need a win though. They need a win.
Yeah. It's not looking like it's gonna happen the way they fighting back.
Yo, man. One day we hook it up and you come back to the Podcraft and we do a part 2.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure,
definitely. Man. Let's make it work again. And man, you're always welcome over here, brother. Yo, man, shout out to you, my brother Kevin. ISO, let's go.
Much love, bro.
Flatbush. Yeah. Arthur, man, check out his work, y'all. Yo, that was dope. That was dope, man. I felt the vibe. I felt the vibes. And stuff like that. I think it was joking though at the end though, for real. But you know, it's always good to ask because the world is like one of the biggest topics now. AD.
Hey, it's your show, Priest.
Someone brought
this
that
up
to
show.
you though. It's interesting though, AD. Someone actually did offer that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Offer that information.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a lot out there. And it was just like, yo, I was actually at a beach looking across, and it was like, yo, do you see an ending? I was, it's too hard. It's too far to stretch. The imagination can go that far, but your eyes, we small. You can see up there.
Perspective.
See, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny the word, right? See and see.
It's a fun conversation.
Right.
I don't take it too seriously because you know it's so crazy and controversial. But you know when like it's good that we had a comedian on it because it's like it's one of those topics you gotta have fun with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We all have a good time joking with it.
Yeah,
I don't take it too seriously because you know
that's what's good about you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get but I went back and forth with a couple of it's just like a set thing, but there is that guy, you know what I'm talking about, that's on y'all, and it's like he's like on Flat Earthers hard right now.
Oh, you're talking about Professor Dave.
Yeah, Professor Dave.
Yeah, that's
he's
his
taking
shtick.
y'all all to the. He took the. You see the
not
guy
just
he took
Flat
to
Earthers. He is someone who likes to combat many people in his like
But he's
scientific
putting the
world.
hot
He's
grease,
super. Yeah,
He's putting y'all in the hottest part of the grease.
That's what his channel
It
is
is-
based on.
Huh?
He's a good YouTuber for that reason.
Did you see the flat earth thing he had out there, and that he ran down on and had him fly out to the ark?
Supposedly, yeah.
You saw that? What do you think about that? Because
I
he
mean-
denied its flatness after that. He was
Supposedly he went to Antarctica where you can
Yeah.
see a 24-hour sun.
like,
But you can see that in the north part. But they're saying he went to the south part. I think they actually just ended up in the north part. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, it's nothing to be taken too seriously. Once you know, and you're just over it.
yeah.
You know, I'm kind of over it. The people who aren't over it are the ones that are transitioning into becoming flat earth. And those are the ones that research it.
newcomers.
If you don't want to be a flat earther, don't look it up. Call it crazy and stop, because I looked into it, checked up, and I'm like, no way, this can't be true. No way.
Right.
And I tried to debunk it. I did the
What
best
happened?
I could.
Tell us one day we'll do an interview with just me and you. And
If
we
you
can
want
tell
to.
your journey and when you really discovered that it was all flat, like when you hit that point.
Even with all I know, I'm not the best person to discuss it, because
No, I'm saying your journey.
Flat Earth Dave
They're gonna get you.
was able to pull up so much visual that he can actually convince you. And we've had him on the show twice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Flat Earth Dave was able to show
some
you.
of the best.
He has to do a little work to convince me right away.
He was good, man.
No, we had a lot of good flat earthers.
Oh, I believe them.
But you had different kinds. You had Vinny. They said that he's going against the grain now because Vinny says that the Earth is a box.
No, I don't even consider that.
You don't know-
He has no one else
He's the
agreeing
shape
with
of
him.
Huh?
He has nobody else agreeing with him.
Well, sometimes you step out, and I was like, well, if it's a box, like it's shaped like a square, you know what I'm saying? But it's shapeless, void, formless. Just turn it.
He's going out there. At the end of the day, it's not a ball.
Yeah.
So you got to go into it with the context of like thinking it's not about proving it's flat. It's about trying to prove it's a ball.
Well, Kevin
Going
Iso,
backwards.
I know something to think about comics. You know what I'm saying? It's like comic, asteroids. But it's funny. It's a funny thing that they'll know what to ask. You know what I'm saying? Because they sit, analyze us all the time. You know what I'm saying? Being on that stage is deep.
Yeah.
One man, no music, nothing else following you. The whole of crowd, like a comedian can.
It's like being a
No
lawyer
big pun.
in a way.
Uh-huh.
It's like being a lawyer because as a lawyer, if you're defending somebody, you have to go into their truth and defend them whether you know they're wrong or right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, if you're a lawyer and you know the guy's guilty, you're fighting to make him look innocent. Even if you know he's guilty as a lawyer, your job is to make him look innocent. So as a comedian, if you're a comedian, you can like bag on flat earthers all you want. You can bag on globers. You could bag on anybody and make it funny as a comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes them so like skillful, is that they're able to go into any room and make any topic hilarious.
Because they're detached but attached.
Exactly.
They see the observers and they detach. And some of my I like dry humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes because they can see it without them, it affects them, but it's all around. And it's like if you observe it, you see that you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But
Honesty.
It's kind of like what you said, though. You got to kind of just laugh. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just keep going through pain and problems all the time. You got to learn how to laugh at things. You know what I mean? Because we take things way too serious. And I resonate with that. That's why I think dry humor comes from. I think people take it too seriously. And, you know, you got to learn just to laugh at it. You got to make a joke out of it.
It's
like
healthy for the body, too, because you're creating endorphins, your laughter, like the comedy, laughing, like it heals. And you've seen movies talk about that, I think, with that, I forgot his name, but the one that passed. But he played a part where he was going into hospitals and healing people as a clown.
Right.
He would go in there and just make the people laugh, and they would, like, become better.
Right.
You know, it's depending on their ailment.
That's a funny thing. No pun intended.
Yeah.
For real.
But you can heal
Life is-
with comedy. Making people laugh is
Yeah.
comedy. If you want to get a girl, oh man, you could look like, you could be short, you could be ugly. If you can make her laugh, you're getting halfway there. It's a lot of points making a girl laugh. You know what I mean? It's a lot of bonus points you get just from being a funny person. Because you're bringing joy into their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not easy though.
It's like what you
can
call
make, you can make anybody laugh. I think it's just about how confident you are in your ability to just have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to try, but never try to just be funny. Just let it flow naturally.
But look at all the great comedians. They're always pointing out something that's true. Yeah. They're making observations, like you said, Priest, with the observations. Like Seinfeld, he was just pointing out simple little things that were obvious. Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Majority of what he says is just true. Chris Rock.
They've been saying that a lot, and I think the platform. I mean, the timing is everything too. Because you can have people, and I'm not saying that nobody's just off the rockers. But I'm saying somebody could be saying something a lot, but then at the right time, at the right place, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's all timing. It's like, you know, Mike probably did the moonwalk a whole bunch of times, and it was all right, but it wasn't hitting until you got on that Motown 25 and you put on that little that jacket with the gloves. That was the right time to do it. Everything is time and measurement. Yeah. Outside of that, I mean, you know, you on another. Outside of that is another level, but we have that to see. You know what I'm saying, for the experience of what we looking at. Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sherry, we still gotta get a name.
Yeah.
But that, you know, was good. You know, because you were right. Creativity.
Creative.
Yeah, creative.
Creative director.
And it was dope because exactly. Very great writer. Because she knew the puns and the words to say, and he was like, "Oh, you knew that," and it's so deep because I never knew that much about him, and as far as writing, and that's the funny, no pun intended, but the funny thing about comedians is that they take their work serious.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pun, right? That's just a wild thing. It's just if you sit and think about it.
But I think he gave a lot of great jewels for filmmakers who, you know, just have stuff, whether it was been produced or not. He gave that nugget of, you know, producing your own stuff as a web series first.
Right.
Because a proof of concept is pretty much just when you're shooting something, and when you're going on pitch meetings, sometimes it helps instead of you just putting a piece of paper, you know, on the table or explaining it. But if you can actually show some executives, like, this is what this would look like. So kind of like a mini commercial. So you, by actually shooting a web series where you have episodes and, you know, an executive can see how these, you know, characters, what their dynamics are, what the storylines, you know, can be. It's just awesome to see that. That's how, like, his first show started out, and he said he put it into the, you know, the film festivals, and you know, it wound up obviously, you know, somehow getting to the right executives, and, you know, it being made. So I think that, you know, that's just a way to kind of put your own destiny, create a destiny in your own hands that a lot of people, you know, can start to do, like, right now.
Right. With so many outlets too. So many outlets. When we was going to the studio, there was no fly me this, fly me that, fly the vote. You had to be there and just rhyme right there. Mop right here. Closet. Somebody trying to catch that same vibe, but the light is flickering. You know what I mean? The whole atmosphere is just like right there. So, and now we got cats that just punch in. You know what I'm saying? So you can just do your thing now and take your time. And, you know, it's advanced now. So look at the advancement of the world. Yo, Dave Flores, shout out to Dave Flores, man. We know we got this these films coming. We got this Sarah film.
Shout out to Dave Flores.
Exactly.
Very great filmmaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's dope. This is good. I feel like a film. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like we on a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Always doing that. Got to go through different houses. What's the word I'm looking for? You see the word here?
Huh?
No, even like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, yeah. But we go through. So I think we on our way to just something different. Somebody said something like that. I think it was Ty Phoenix. Shout out to Ty Phoenix. Where she said that things are coming out different, and vibrational is going to be lift to another level once we start crown loading. Oh, I love that word too, by the way. Crown load. Right? Crown load. Yeah, crown load.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. Shout out to her. So
very healing episode.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who says she's a cool lady? Why said you're a cool lady? Just a cool.
I'll take that.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, you don't know how much it is. It's like and these times, and this being Memorial Weekend, so memory is everything. You know, just memorizing things, and then down memory lane. How much this means. You know, having a comic and all of that, going down memory lane, and just, you know, could think of things. Just think of your family and things that you went through, things you could remember. Write it down on paper or type it into your phone or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. Like I even said this about myself. My birthday coming up, right?
Yeah,
and I was just having this whole conversation with my mom too. I was like, you gotta have to have a vision going into the future. You have to have a vision and see where you want to be at and what you want to do. Because I'm starting to see that, like, as I get closer into my 30s, it's like, well, everything I learned from my 20s, what have I learned, what have I accepted, and the things that, you know, I've grown from. So I was like, you know, for my 30s, you know, I got to be better than what I am today. And that's how I look at life. I look at life as constantly being improvement. So, you know, that's what I took from him. Like, I got motivated off what he was saying, Kevin, you know, because I was like, you know, where could I be at? Where am I at right now? And where do I want to be at in the future? So I gotta, you know, be more confident in my abilities to what I can bring and provide to the world.
And you know what they say, because you're still learning in your 30s. They say your life doesn't even begin until you're 40. Once you hit 40, you must have learned a lot of stuff to that point to know who you are, where you're at, how you're gonna handle things. You know how to. You've learned so much experience by 40 that's when your actual life starts. Everything up until 40, you're learning things, you're experimenting, making mistakes, trying things out. Whoops, you know what I mean? But by the time you hit 40, that's what they say. That's when your life begins. Yeah. And that's a good thing to do because you got to realize, you know, how much longer we have to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. A lot of people start big empires after 40.
I believe that. I mean, yeah, it would be realistic to be more establishing your life at 40. That would make the most sense.
Yeah, you'll feel it once you hit 40. You're like, okay, now I know. You know, I'm in advanced mode right here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna change. As I get into my whenever I'm in my 30s, you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look at my 30s and be like what I've learned back then, you know. But I'm just saying for my 20s right now. Like, when I look at my 20s, I'm like, okay, I've learned this, I learned that. You know what I mean? All right, what do I need to do going into my 30s now? So that's where my mind's get. But 40, I'm pretty sure that's a whole nother version of myself. So, you know what I mean?
But imagine the ancient people that didn't live that long.
Yeah, that's
so they never even reached that part. So they had to up themselves at 20.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's
they
a good point.
They on some mayfly. You know, you heard about the mayfly who lives only a day? I think it's called a mayfly. 24 hours of life, you gotta get it in.
Yeah. I be thinking,
good point.
And I be thinking about like just just, you know, because you gotta cut out certain habits. I always just believe in improvement, cutting out certain bad habits, cutting out, you know, what doesn't suit me. Even the relationships I get in, like, what people do I really care about, and do they really have love and care for me, and are they trying to see the best out of me, or are they just going to stunt my growth? So I even talk about even cutting those things out. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be just alcohol or nothing like that. It could be really the people that's around you too. So like, I always try to like just reflect a lot, because you got to reflect and like have a mindset of what you could go forward and what you could do.
You got to save the alcohol for your birthday. That way you can just black out.
Big up to the great.
That's what I do. Apparently. Apparently, that's what I've been doing.
Yo. That's the something. Everything was
only drink once a year now.
That was wild.
That was good though.
I think it's also life is about evolving. I was trying to find this. There's two artists.
Oh, I knew I spelled it wrong. I'll fix that right now.
No, but there used to be this list that goes around every now and then about people who peaked. I think millionaires or just successful people who peaked after 40. And Vera Wang, she's one of the people who come to mind because I think she designed her first wedding dress at age 40. So she just had like a career pivot, you know, and people don't realize like Vera Wang, I think she's 80 or something. She looked really good for her age, but she kind of peaked at 40. And so I think that oftentimes in society, we're focused on these things that we have to accomplish at a particular age. Like, okay, when I'm 18, you know, then when I'm 21, then when I'm 25, then when I'm 30. And then if you don't have these particular things, or you haven't, you know, made these particular, goals that we established for ourselves, then you kind of think you failed, or I don't know, or whatever it is. You just feel like you're falling behind, and that's just not so. You know, like everybody has their own path. I think it's just long as you're evolving, growing, challenging yourself, pushing yourself. You could be 50, you could be 60, you could be 70, and just break out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing about show business and certain actors, because certain actors can get on when they're older. And that's crazy. They're always looking for an old, late. You could be an old mystic person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Look at the people. Look at the people that peaked in high school. People peak in high school. I've seen some girls that peaked in high school, and you don't want to see them now.
Colonel Sanders started KFC at the age of 65.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But look, that was 1965. I'm sorry, that was 1865.
1952.
Yeah, but it was back then.
Yeah. And
you got to look at the world. A lot of people don't look at the world where it was back when they were doing things. You know what I mean? Things it was just like it was a little different, and people don't realize that because we live in the now.
Yeah.
And back then they was living into the now. Somebody said, I already heard it in my head. Somebody said they were living in the now. You live in the now, I live in the now. You know what I'm saying? But back in the days, and the world was what it was. It was different. It was catered to them. Serpents, snakes meant something. You know what I'm saying? Cows were that's even in the that's even in the 1900s when you get the cows and before the wagon. And then the horse, but we evolve. We don't go back to it. We still see it, the replica, and just like seeing a fruit tree. Now, I know somebody who came out and saw a fruit tree. I did it. They're like, "Oh my goodness, look at the apples." Then you don't see apples on the tree, but you get used to it seeing it in the supermarket, and that's what you think you relate to. But it's like, no, there's a beginning that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? But you think, you actually know, oh yeah, they come from trees. But sometimes when you see it, it's different. And that's how it is. I'm not going to go on a whole rampage. There's things back then, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get into, we'll get into that, man. It was a good show, man. It was good.
That's what
good show, man. Keep it a little bit.
Dep Dog said a good show.
Yeah. So we've been on a little good thing. And stuff. I'll be out there in Chicago coming up this week, and we're gonna tear it up. We'll be doing some shows.
Now, Solomon's birthday's on June 6th.
The 4th.
The 4th. That is a Wednesday, so you'll be able to get that shout out on the Wednesday wind down.
Oh yeah.
But we could celebrate it here the next day on the 5th.
Oh yeah, we can. No, I mean, we'll see where I'm at.
Are you gonna be in town though on the 5th?
We'll see. We'll see
okay.
Where
Either way, on Zoom at worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Last time,
I'll wave and say hi.
Okay, I just want to see because we can get you a lemon cake.
Oh no, I want no cakes from AD no more. No, AD, you can't make my cake no more. The little trick candles.
Oh, that was an accident.
That was hilarious.
I didn't mean to buy those. I went to a spot and I bought candles at the spot. I didn't know I bought trick candles.
Next thing you know, it's gonna be a Jack in the Box. It's gonna come out the cake.
That was a genuine accident, man. You'll have real candles this time, I promise.
All right, we'll see.
He bought him a cake with trick candles.
Yo,
so we lit it.
That's not my style either. I'm not a joker. I genuinely bought candles, and I didn't know it was in the Joker section. I'm like, I was in a rush. I'm like, cool, candles here, lighter, boom, let's go.
And, I know when he got at me, I know what triggered that because I said Resin.
Oh,
yeah.
He
did. For 1 second, I was like, then I got a little bit of M1. I was looking at that.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
it's friendly fire. It was so.
I was like, Priest was in Friday?
No, but watch this. 99. Shout out to you, my brother. But you never, ever, ever tempt a comedian. Don't do it. He said, let him up. Let one back at a Priest.
Oh
you
yeah.
You never do. That's a rule.
They used to.
They will roast. What? That's Tai Chi. of that. That's what
karma.
they do.
That's
Exactly. That's what they do. You think you'll be on the floor.
Oh,
I see the best of them, man, just go down. And them hecklers that be at their they just wait for them because they just take their time and boom. Once they focus on it, they know they get because they got a gift. They have a gift. So I was like, never do that.
They'll get you.
Yeah, funny thing. But shout out to you, my brother. Word. Something RZA went to. Yeah, exactly. It did for a minute.
The niggas is coming back.
Okay.
They're making a comeback. I see them. All right.
10?
Okay.
Yeah, they cut down the lead. Yeah, 77 to 82.
Okay. Well, that's close.
Fight.
Yeah,
Cut
they gotta
down.
fight back.
They're still down though.
Okay, fourth quarter.
See, but this is what I'm trying. But look, this is what I'm trying to say though, real quick.
right.
Get on the Knicks real quick, just for a tad second.
Okay.
Listen, I am a
Hence with
Celtics
Cole.
fan,
Yeah.
but I do want to see the city win a championship. It's not like I'm all against us winning a championship. No, I want us to win.
You're not putting it. He's dead. We gotta remember, he's dry humor. He was. He was.
Oh no.
But see, my thing is, you can finish. But I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. You said that you want to see. Go ahead. Finish what you was gonna say. I'll say what I gotta say.
No. I know he's a comedian. I already know that. I'm just saying in general, like, I do want to see the city win. You know what I mean? I just have no investment in their stock. So I don't think, I think they're going to lose. That's what I thought from the beginning.
Take your heart out of it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
When you take your heart out of it, then because whatever happens. But we know how this river flows. You should be happy because you have years, and AD, you have years of celebrating.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Knicks win. Like, I think the city, it's definitely would be something good for the city, not the state, you know? Like, I'm here for it. And, like, New York gonna be lit this summer if the Knicks, you know, take it halfway.
You see, we get
all
to,
the way.
let's take that. Don't say that. That's Jesus. Don't say it. You know what I'm saying? That's just taking it to, let's see. Okay.
OG and Nobly.
Okay.
But
They cut the lead.
But I do, like I said, like I do want to see them win though. Like because I'm invested. I ain't gonna lie, I'm invested, y'all. Like I'm definitely invested. I just want to see if they can pull it off. And they're down 2-0 right now to the Pacers. And I do believe, and I really do believe that they could beat this team still. Right? I do believe they could still beat the Pacers. That's the team they should beat, in my opinion, because they beat the Celtics. Celtics is the best team in the Eastern Conference. Right? I don't know if they're gonna beat the West, but I would definitely just like to see them get there. You know what I mean? Because it's like, come on, I lived my whole life. Remember, I was a baby. I never seen the Knicks even win anything. Think about if you're a New York fan. Look, I'm not. Look, because the rivalry is Boston and New York. I'm not a Patriots fan, right? So you know what I mean? I feel like I'm allowed at least one team that's a rival.
Yeah, you can like any team you want.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
mean.
saying?
I'm a black sheep in my friend group. My friend group, you know, they know that. So I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? A lot of my friend groups are not even Knicks fans. A lot of them are different fans too. But you know, they have a little weirder loyalties. I don't know.
Sure, I was sad when Steph Curry went out.
Yeah.
Like that. So every dog has his day, man. Time waits for no one. It's a song about it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta. It's how you do it. How noble you.
And this is like the perfect kind of Cinderella.
No, it's not a Cinderella story yet. So don't stop. This is Hansel and Gretel. All the way get written. The Wicked Witch, the Poison Apple. It's all of that in there. So this is definitely not. This is not Cinderella yet.
I'm hoping.
Cinderella.
Yeah, good luck on them, man.
Cinderella is somewhere scared to death, and the big bad. Whatever the draw is crazy.
The stepsisters, they give it.
Exactly.
They're at the point where like Cinderella's at the point where she's getting the business from the stepsister.
Yeah, she
just
Yeah, exactly. She getting
and the stepmama
ran out the house, hide under the bed. So that's that one.
Yeah.
Word, but shout out to hold on, we see. What else we could go? Let's go into the music, man. Let's get out of here a little quick. That was a good time, though. You know what I'm saying?
We actually right on time.
Yep.
Yo,
Perfect.
It's good. Shout out to everybody coming in. Yo, we just had Kevin Iso on another comedian, and I told you we're gonna step things up. a little bit for the 225, 226. Turn up a little. Shout out to the whole team out there, the Podcraft, everybody there. Take me off for a minute. I need something.
Thorn Promotions. You send in your music, we play it live on the show for Killah Priest and the world to hear.
Hear us now? They can't hear.
Oh, they hear us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna sit through the song promotion. Yeah.
I'll get the full
Right. All right. Hold on a second. 5:23 was Friday with our last show. All right. So let's see. We've got a submission here from Mr. Raja Keris from the Netherlands, Bensko 21. Song is called Kadilangu. He says, shout out Priscilla All Love. This is an MP3. Here we go.
Raja and the Brown Baron. Bensko 21. Let's go. Look, I don't practice black magic or voodoo, but I do study the lessons of the scripture. Kadilangu, my power level leveling up. Most young bucks ain't got a clue, as I'm charging up like Goku. Dragon Ball, I flow paranormal. In our culture it's normal to talk with spirits. Those figures who hop in outside walls. A ghost hunter stumbles upon Raja Keris and he stalls. He blinks his eyes and sees himself wandering in combat of a horse. Where the dragon wars are unfold ancient scrolls. Like the Wali Sangha and hunt MCs like a blunder with Indonesian wayang dolls. The performance was caramel, tumbling as a puppet show to nightmare of pitfalls. They better watch out for Satan, he's waiting to collect their souls. Because pleasing the freaking evil industry takes its toll. Forgive me as I have to laugh. Seeing those corny rappers on hot summer day wearing a ski mask. They flash the weaponry anytime ready to blast. But they can't as I cast a spell. Everything they wanna throw is jam. Now they grasp the mask, suffering trying to gasp. From the oxygen level dropping fast. Fuck those fucking kids telling me my music is trash. Staring in the eye and seeing they scared. They see a monster tank with his nostrils flared. On the corner with the eyes stared into nothingness and bled. With not a word said. As a coroner I declare them dead. Because I'm definitely not impressed with that new wave rap shit and how it manifests. This is a blast from the past. I'm blessed growing up in the 90s learning from the best. Those masters mastering the craft. They gave it soul with absolute breath control. Iron lungs, boom that comes with razor sharp guns. On deadly drums, listen son. We never sing in a rap song. Corny rappers mumbling son. Where the fuck that lame shit came from? I overpower the feminine voices with the aim from the barrel of Donkey Kong. I'm like Godzilla, walking along King Kong in full harmony, G-Gong. My lyrics flowing like gorilla hands throwing. Airplanes at MCs that were flown in. Rappers moaning, not MCing, they're only showing. Meaningless jewels and the latest whip they rolling. Not knowing, I line them up and beheading those evil barbarians like Conan. With samurais from 47 Ronin. Out of my back, angel wings growing. My aura glowing, my halo is golden. Like fireflies floating. Those rappers too tight clothing start decomposing. I start foaming at the mouth when my lyrics roaming. Like the angel of death on the ganja smoke lingering when I'm smoking. I'm not joking, with the 3 trunks I'm holding. I squeeze the air out those corny rappers, now hear them choking. Raja Keris, Monster Tech, Brown Baron Beatz, Lords of Gas, Sons of Dragon. Straight from Bensko 21, let's go. Get him!
How you like that?
I like what he did there with the beat. That's fire. Because that's Dragon Ball Z. I like.
Oh, okay.
I caught that reference. That's real talk. That's dope.
The sample was Dragon Ball?
Yeah, that sample was straight Dragon Ball Z. That was Dragon Ball actually. That was actually Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
That's what stuck out to me. Very jazzy. I like the tone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. How'd you like that, Priest?
The no drums.
Yeah.
You gonna hear them all.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got another submission from the same artist, Raja Keris. This one is called Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
There we go. Call the bear. Call the bear.
Hey yo, Aurora, that track I did in my native tongue, that wasn't to diss you, son. Listen, Don, you got it all wrong. A monster tank just rockin' ball on the Dutch rap scene. Cause the most rappers where I'm from are fucking dumb. Why did you feel addressed? You tell us you're the over New York, aren't you blessed? You're getting worked up, I read it in the chats. Are you the one drinking Christ's blood and feast on its flesh? Never once I trash talked about you. Never once I told you are trash. You're imagining things, maybe that's why you stressed. Don't bother lock your feelings, bro. It's bad for your fluid inside your chest. You must be feeling oppressed when I put the mic to the test. My lyrics like the sun rising in the east, settling in the west. Northern lights only can be seen when conditions are at its best. I don't have any beef with you, matter of fact. I invited you to do a track, but never got any reply back. I also have to mention that the Brown Baron had some beats for you for free, but you never answered. I thought you studied the Wu Klansman, but obviously you didn't take note of the lessons. So why you accuse me of dissing you? Is my question.
Roger, yeah. Roger. Yeah, Rogers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good to see that.
All right. Did you like that?
Interesting. I mean, that's a like the other track better.
Yeah.
This one's pretty cool. I mean, it's regular. You know what I mean? Where's he from?
They are from the Netherlands.
Oh, there you go.
Bensko 21.
Shout out to
I
him.
heard a beat. I heard a voice.
Yeah, the vocals were a little bit low. I'm thinking, not just in volume but in frequency. I would have turned the vocals up a little bit because they're competing with that sample. I can tell there was no unmasking done. But yeah, if you could mix that better, I would bring up the vocals. And I know you're asking for critical feedback, so that's why I'm going deep on that. But I would have turned the vocals up a little bit, turned the EQ up on your vocals and stuff. But you know, talent-wise, everything else is cool.
It had kind of like an ethereal kind of
Yeah.
feel to it. Was it a diss track? I was listening to the lyrics. He seemed like he was going at somebody. Like, I don't know, you know, sometimes rappers are talking in third person or, you know, not talking to nobody. But I just wonder, like, if it's somebody, like, he going at.
Yeah. Interesting, because, see, you were listening to the lyrics, and I'm, like, completely listening to production and stuff like that, and the words are just going right over my head. Everyone listens differently, I notice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right, so shout out to Raja Keris. Great submissions overall. Let's keep going. Next up, we got a submission from BLACKWELL featuring DinoTheDonDaDa. Or is it DinoTheDonDaDa from Greensboro, North Carolina. Song is called Saturation. All right, here we go.
Oh, Knicks is up now.
Oh, word.
Yeah, up by one.
Okay.
They gotta win. This is a must win though. So they have to. They gotta win. They gotta win. 'Cause they can't lose this game.
Maybe sometimes there's one of those Knicks are the people like fueled by, you know, when people are like counting them out and people think they're down and out, and that's like fuels them.
Yeah, that's what needs to fuel them. Trust me, because you're not gonna be. You could be down 3-0. You're not coming back. You gotta come back now when it's 2-0. At least you have a chance to come back from 2-0, not 3-0. Because I know the Knicks. Look, man, I know the Knicks how I know them. They will not come back from no 3-0. That's just not their. They need. I wanted to have momentum, so I said they needed to win these first two, but they. I mean, now they down to 2-0, so they have to win in Indiana. You know what I mean? That would show resilience if they were to tie up the series.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A lot of people watching the game.
Yep.
Here we go. Saturation.
Reconnecting with lost brethren, how you still fresh, close to the sun. Rock on all white leathers to make the feathers hit. Every presence benevolent. I woke up, stared at the heavens. Quick smile for a second and then depression hit. I think of times when evil minds enslaved us. We got our weight up. My brother on this grind to acquire acres. Checked on the time, a bright light shined on the Jacob. Guess that's a sign from the divine that I'm highly favored. It was written, your well-being with it over your wickedness. Your niggas tempt to benefit from ignorance, degenerates, eventually diminished or forbidden within the prison fence. Now I envision clearly what he really meant. I hear you, Lord, speak to me. I'm climbing. If you see me slipping, please reach for me. Hope I forgive and know what does it cost a chance to repent. I've been contented for resemblance, mirrored a very small percent of his image. Father, forgive me, please.
Save yourself and us. It was now about midday. Jesus had been upon the cross for about 3 hours. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
I hear you, Lord, speak to me. You see me climbing, if I'm following, please reach for me. If faith the size of mustard seeds is what you need to see, well, here it goes. I know you said this will make mountains move easily. If there's no cross, then we could never feel the Easter's glee. No death, no resurrection, so the least would be made the greatest in your kingdom, seated where a high priest would be in white robes, cause you released the fee of all our sin from the beginning, and that speaks to me. Cause I be tripping, Lord, you know I've sinned recently. You know my hands ain't been the cleanest. In my thoughts, you done seen that there's darkness in my heart, but we'll just keep those details between us. I'm like Gil in arenas. For the most part, I'm chill, but on some random day, I might make a cap peel from a Nina inside the locker room. Prophets loom real, cause they've seen us in the former times. I'm from the same cloth when I'm forming rhymes. Important times, Gaza Strip, bombs over borderlines. Speaking to us all, and I just pray we don't ignore the signs.
How'd you like that, Priest?
Fire. That's all I want to say. Fire and desire.
Yeah, he killed
I mean, the slow pace, the walk down. You know what I mean? It was like, that was scriptures. Scriptures, man. Something you can take with you. Word. And it was well executed, too. They can rhyme. Dope.
Smooth.
Like
Leave it
the
there.
storytelling. I thought the flows are really good. And I like how they kind of mixed the...
Bring the mic closer to you.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. No, it's like, it also, I like how they mixed, it kind of like sounded folksy. Like the music was kind of folksy. But, you know, it's still like hip hop, like they still spitting, they still flowing. Like I just, for me, like when I'm listening for MC, like if they can really like deliver, that's good. You know, when they have good tone, they just matched. You wouldn't think that they, I don't know, sometimes, you know, like you wouldn't, when you listen to music, you'd be like, oh, I wouldn't have expected that from a hip hop song. But I like that.
Yeah, good job.
Yo, you know, hip hop is alive, yo. The lyrics, that's dope.
All right. we've got another submission here from, I think you met him, Reborn the Rebizzle.
Reborn. Hold up. I might be behind. How close am I?
What you talking about, Priest?
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Supreme disc. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. But Pat Poose has just dropped the freestyle.
Oh, yeah?
We all knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Cheetah's freestyle to Remy Ma Easy on the Block. I think that was predicted by
Todd Phoenix.
She predicted it. Yeah, she predicted that. Yeah, the booth. This is just a freestyle, so I guess it is. I don't know if it could battle Bobby. You know what I mean? Let's go, Reborn.
All right, here we go.
Glory to your name, Jesus. Hallelujah. You are worthy, O Father God. Yes, Lord, you are worthy, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. You are worthy, Lord. Glory to your name. To all my listeners out there, you have been taken through a journey of this album, The Principles of Life. Hallelujah. And I want you to know something, that God loves you. He loves you so much, he created you in his own image and his likeness, which is an honor. And if you are tired of the lies of this world, if you are tired of living this life, an independent life apart from God,
yes, Pastor,
then God invites you into fellowship with him. He sent his only begotten son, Jesus Christ, into the world to die for your sins.
Praise the Lord.
So that way you may be redeemed back into the Father through him. Hallelujah, Jesus. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Yes. No one comes unto the Father except through him. Yes, Lord. Yes. I'm not here to serve any man's agenda. I'm not here to serve any political agenda. I'm not here to serve the pro-black nor the white supremacists. I'm not here to serve the women's rights nor the gay rights. I'm only here to serve God's agenda. I'm only here to preach the gospel, the good news of the kingdom of God, and that he invites you in. And if you feel compelled in your heart to want to serve the Lord, to want to seek out this true and living God who says, come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as white as wool. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you will be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. The Lord also said, you shall seek me and you shall find me when you search for me with all of your heart, and I will be found of you. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And if you're ready to open up your hearts right now unto the Lord, then just repeat this prayer after me. Say, Heavenly Father, I am a sinner and I am lost without you. I realize that I have been living a lie. I have been living my life apart from you, and that I need you more now than ever. And I thank you for sending your son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for my sins, so that way I may be forgiven and receive eternal life through you. And I ask you, Lord, to come into my heart and to save me and to change me, to make me anew, to wash me clean in the blood that you have shed on the cross. I promise from this day forward, I will live only for you. I receive you now as my Lord and my Savior. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. And if you have just said this prayer for the first time in your life, and you truly want to know the Lord, get yourself plugged into a Bible-believing church where the word is being preached unadulterated, so that way you may learn of the Lord and grow in the faith. And he will walk with you. He will be with you. He promises, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world. Yes. And for you Christian rappers out there who has lost your way because you have been chasing after the world and you have forgotten your calling in life, you have forgotten what this is all about. Yes. Come back to the Lord, for it is not too late for you. Yes. The Lord says, I am married to the backslider. Yes. Live your life wholeheartedly and committed unto the Lord. Yes, Lord. And preach only His word. Not looking for no Grammy, not looking for the awards of this world, because your award is waiting for you in heaven. Yes, be willing to serve the Lord. Amen. Yes. Hallelujah. And I want you to know, this is more than just hip hop. Yes, it is. This is the principles of life that God has set forth for us. Yes. And I welcome you into the kingdom of God. Yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Lord, for using me to proclaim your truth and proclaim your word to a dying world who needs you. Glory to your name. Hallelujah.
Yo, that was...
You went to church.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday, bro.
It is Sunday, yeah.
It's Sunday.
True.
This the evening service.
Yo, Dag, Reborn. You went in this. I mean, I think that was your magnus opus. That was like that's everything you about. I think this is what you probably wanted to say from the beginning. And you couldn't even. I don't think when they say words can't express it.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just spirit, and you must listen in spirit.
No, I just listening with you.
No, you must listen in spirit and in truth. Like he was that was his ministry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
His magnum opus.
Mm-hmm.
And he was. I guess that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll pass it on to you.
He was cleaning out the spirits. The bad spirits. He was cleaning out the bad spirits, man. You know what I mean? I needed that prayer just now. That's much love. Appreciate. Thank you, Pastor.
Pastor. We could call him Pastor now.
Yeah,
yeah, we could. No.
He preached that.
He has climbed the stairs. He's there. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this particular artist before, but so I would just say what my first impressions are. I was thinking that this was gonna be like a more modern take on, kind of like a praise music. Within
like
gospel,
Christian rap.
Within Christian, there's Christian rap. It falls under the umbrella of gospel music. So it just me personally, the Christian rap, I feel like it's very hard to do without sometimes it kind of can teeter on a little bit of cheesiness, or you could just, I don't know. So it's like a very specific genre that, it's like a hit or miss. And for this, I was kind of thinking like, okay, anticipating like Kirk Franklin, I don't know. That's just because Kirk Franklin talks a lot on his records. So that's kind of what I was anticipating. However, this was not that. This wound up just being basically like a prayer over a song. Or I was thinking like, just like maybe a sermon, not over a song, over music. And that's just what that was, So just me sitting here listening, I was like, is this like an interlude, the album interlude, or is this just what it's supposed to be? Like when you're in church, sometimes when the minister is giving a sermon, and then you have the organist on the side, and sometimes the rest of the band kind of playing as he's giving a sermon, or sometimes praying. So that's what I got from this, and I found it definitely receive the word You know.
Yeah. He's tapping into a market that is huge.
Yeah, so that's what I just wonder like who his audience is, just because there's different type of gospel where you can be very kind of, I guess, literal, like you're like speaking the actual, like you can point to like a Bible verse and that's the gospel. Yeah. And then there's some that's more like covert. So like those songs maybe won't say like God. They maybe won't say Jesus, but they'll say like him, or you know, and you kind of know what they're talking about. So it's that just like that whole genre of music is very
very
you know,
specific.
Very specific and intricate. But
still very big.
Yeah, definitely.
That Christian market is huge.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's very big. The speaking in tongues part, I also heard some part that could have been, you know what I mean? I never talk about somebody speaking in that ad lib though. You know what I'm saying? I heard it in there. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's when you know I was like, oh, word. He's locked in. I'm not going to even touch on that. Word. All right, now, that was what I said. Reborn. Knowledge.
Thank you, Reborn.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, all that positivity. We love all the positivity.
Yeah.
Well received. Especially in today's world.
He said, thank you, Reborn. That is the way you said it, though. It was like, yo, we need.
Oh, he said that was the end of the album outro prayer. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, it was, yo, bro.
Rebizzle.
I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you that. You stepped up another notch. The heavens of heavens, right there.
Outro Sinner's Prayer.
Yeah.
Principles of Life.
See, you can get everything. You know what I mean? Come to the Podcraft. There's everything. There's something for this person. There's something for the lonely heart, the broken heart, the strong, the weak. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let the weak say I'm strong, and let the strong help the weak. You know what I'm saying? So, lift up.
All right, let's go. Next up, we got an artist named Brown Manson.
Now I want to hit album now.
From Chicago.
Chi-Town, coming.
Yeah, the song here.
555. It's
called Circus.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth.
Life is circus, life is circus. This life is a circus. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Search for your purpose. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Know what your worth is. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Chuck, Epiphany. Bearded lady, stopped the shaving, ran away, joined the circus, Ringling Brothers, Barnum Bailey, and I, a clown not too far behind. Walked in line when I fall on net, still landed back of elephant giant. Big red nose, hair long sides, bald top, flat foot, big shoes, hard to feel fine. Wu-Tang line, left now later crying, vice versa. Ring circus, what's your purpose? Life is a circus, life is a circus. This life is a circus. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Search for your purpose. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Know what your worth is. Life is a circus, life is a circus. Eureka, curious and precocious child. Jumping through hoops for you, realizing life is silly, absurd, and uncertain. Wow, the time is now, I might as well shine down. Moment of clarity, it all made extra sensory. So I ran directly to the carnival and joined the freaks. When I play it back in my mind, it only makes sense to me. Since get-go, I was made for this. Now watch me flip, switch, light bulb, enlightenment. Rich life is a circus, life is a circus. This life is a circus. Life is a circus. Life is a circus. Search for your purpose.
All right. What do you think of that, Priest?
They would start with me.
Yeah.
Shoot, how? Oh. So I could be doing this for like a little while. no, because you got to really look. It's like life is a circus. I like the concept. I think it was a different type of concept. I felt like it was one big hook.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was like one big hook. And then, as far as what we just heard that at the outro. So, is that you? Who made that song? Elohim?
Brown Manson.
Oh, Brown Manson. Oh, okay. So I felt like it was just a sing along big hook. That's it, and that's all I got from it. It was a circus, very hypnotic a little bit.
Yeah, it was very hypnotic. I agree with that. I think there's some edibles in there. I think shrooms is probably involved. Yeah, I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying, like, it's like, spaced out. It's real spaced out. Real talk.
Yeah,
that was it.
I think that as far as the concept, it's something that's just very relatable because there's a lot of people just trying to figure out life, what meaning that they have in life, or you know what I'm saying. But I do agree with Priest in that it could be expounded upon. And while I know it's a trend for rappers to sing their hooks, I would say like maybe do some a little bit experimentation with this particular song because I don't know if it's in progress or not. It might still be in progress. Try to like experiment with getting like a singer to do the hook. That might just put a little bit of extra flavor, or just give it a different like dimension to the song, because a lot of songs they start with that hook, so you got the catchy hook.
Yeah,
real talk. I like that analysis. That's real talk. Yeah, get a woman on there. I like that.
Yeah, that's
you really like that,
my friend.
All right, let's see. It looks like we're ready for a feature presentation.
Feature presentation.
Yeah, today's feature presentation is by Lil Da Vinci.
Hey.
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Lil Da Vinci.
Song is called Fake MCs.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I can't wait to hear this. Hold on. Give me 1 second, cause
no problem, because that gives me a chance to get his title card up set.
It looks like okay. All right. Looks like the Knicks might pull this out.
Okay. About what?
Yeah, about 4.
How many minutes to go?
There was no minutes. It's 6 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, you might pull this
through.
See,
okay.
What a comeback. Great job.
Good job. I'm proud. Listen, at least I ain't want y'all to get swept. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want them to get swept. If they got swept,
they went down the pain.
Oh, that smack talking fueled them. See?
Yeah, they needed that. I ain't gonna lie. Look, it's a love. Look, it's like a love-hate thing. It's like I love to see y'all. I love to see y'all prosper, man.
Knicks must be procrastinators. Like some people just procrastinate to like the last second, like a project or something is due, and then it's like, oh man, I gotta rush and get it done.
It's the I think it's the lights. I think sometimes there's a lot of pressure in New York sports, so I think that's what it really is. That's what it comes down to. Like, because I say the same thing about the Jets. It's the same Jets and the Knicks and the Giants. They all got the same pressure on them. I think they have to perform for a big city,
Yeah, definitely.
So they needed this. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Hold on. Nope.
Good job.
Awesome.
That's the final score. Yep, GG.
All right.
Yeah, they got the W.
Knicks.
Got the W.
All right, next.
All right. What's that song by Lenny Kravitz? Remember, it ain't over till it's over.
It don't matter what the rain, but it's on. Did I get it? I did. I just ordered something real quick. All right, let's go.
All right, here we go.
And yo, and yo, yeah, yo. It's real Rebizzle, right? Y'all really knowing who started this? And yo, I blast off to the nebulas I connected dots. Drop spells 2019, let's show degree. Pearly gates of God, enter the mind bender. MIA now, watch from a scope, y'all choking gas. Now I'm back with the grimiest flames, I go insane. In the shadows, kids shooting my darts, bringing the dart. From the start, really changing the game. So many lames, many broke, many munching on Priest. Glizzy is getting silly, still in only made for the craft, you gotta laugh. And yo, the only one that's on DSPs, not kitty please. High degree, many just copping please when I hop on beats. Been a lead tweaking on any rapper that thinking they better than me. You know what I'm saying? Real, recognize real, so many fake. I awake, now you see what the great do. And gratitude, magnitude, shaking the scene, painting with blood from the mud with the dirtiest game, making the lane. It's the super guard, rocking the cloak, about to smoke. It's the most high, looking below, so many fall. Bearing arms, shoot the deadliest darts and climbing charts. See the sunrise, fly with the colors, no borealis in the palace. I sit on the throne, the super G. No mercies, I be dropping them C's, a killer B. Who trying to step to the kingship to a god. Mobile Muslim arms, leeching from stars. There's a chick doing gat, licking the bomb, taking rare writtens. In the shadows, kid will clear vision, higher living, sending some deadly darts. Visualize priest with a dot, but not in a bring key. Blades on a beat, trash on the street at an arcade. Beating these games is Billy Wag. Many speak on my name, it's so insane. It's the young guard, has something cool, and then it blew. Why y'all praise Wax and remix the song for every live? It's the real rule. Give me the loot or get the blue. Get the cream kid, bigger the mind, bigger the prize. Analyze, minimizing the trash, leeching for clout. When I sprout rhymes, serious biz, I show and prove. Rebel gore, you awoke in the gore, ready for war. Lil Da Vinci.
Peace to the gods, I'm out. That what you say? Peace to the gods, I'm out.
How'd you like that? I like the effects he's using.
Let me tell you. Yo, he sat on the track, sharp eye, aimed, hit target rap. That's what I'm gonna call that, man. Hit his targets. That was crazy. Dope.
Yeah, Lil Da Vinci's killing it, man. You're doing your thing. So
that's when I was listening to it. That's the first thing I was just thinking, like, go Lil Da Vinci. Like, it's one of those like head bopping tracks, like where you just like, okay, all right. He can spit. He can spit. I love the confidence on the track. Like, he was right in the beat perfectly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of metaphors, like very, that hippity hop, boom bap, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, I like when it's like, if you took someone from like a different generation or something, they wanted to know, like, what's rap? Like, what is that? And you can, like, point to and be like, that right there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be confused. Like, this is a good representation.
That's real talk. You playing that in the whip. That's real talk.
Yeah.
That's right.
Real talk. Yo, that was a gift today.
Yep. That was our feature presentation. And that concludes today's song promotion segment.
Yo, man. Thank you, Lil Da Vinci, for that, man. That was great. Aurora. Yo, that was dope. Man, let's keep them coming. I'm glad, like I said, like I told Ty, it's like an ecosystem. You had, It's definitely John Newsom coined it. It's in the priesthood universe. You have Crip Jesus and Kepera running. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, then they all got to the studio and you had Neru and Ty doing shows together. That's just crazy. So you got Asul and Dave working. You know what I'm saying? So is everybody working? You got Dr. Strange, Knowledge Porn, who's behind the thing. He's working with everybody, pulling all the strings. So it's dope. And AD, another Dr. Strange, mixing and doing the engineering. But it's dope to hear everybody coming out and everybody contributing, because this is how you snowball and make something really happen. You know what I'm saying? This is how, you keep pushing towards the nebula and it's going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? The closer and closer the planets get, the more you don't even know. You just there. You on it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's round or flat. You know what I'm saying?
That's where it's at.
Frisbee or basketball. Word. So there you go, man. Man, we still got people coming in, but I want y'all to enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Also, we got the large. I only got one left. I want to do something with this, but for my brother who ordered, because we have some, it's coming to you. Don't worry about it. Make sure y'all get those fans, because it's getting hot out there, and just go check the description and the Killah Priest store after the show, and you'll get yours. You know
yours.
Exactly. So without further ado, anybody got something to say?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, shout out to the KPU. I mean, y'all doing your thing, living life, real talk. Shout out to Kevin, he killed it today on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Made us laugh, you know what I mean? So, it's real talk, man. Check his stuff out. I always would say that. Thank you, Sherry, for bringing him on here. This is real talk,
Thank you guys for having me. This is not as scary as what I thought
as it seems,
of
right?
being, joining the panel. But it was awesome.
Absolutely. You're like a
Solomon.
You're like a casting associate now.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's comfortable. Yeah, it's like it's not as crazy as it seems when you're on live. Yeah, it's, you gotta get comfortable.
Yeah.
Real talk. Real talk.
Solomon's way comfortable.
Oh yeah, no. After once you do it enough times, you start getting used to it. You're like, okay, yeah.
Solomon about to have his own show in the next year.
I see manifestation. Yeah, I love.
You know what I'm saying? The Solo Gem podcast.
Oh yeah. I see visions there.
Yeah.
The Solo
Gem cast.
Yeah. The Solo Gem. Oh.
They like that.
Yeah.
I've been working. Real talk. It's a little motivation. Thank you. I've been working on my writing too. You know what I mean? Not to get too deep about me, but yeah.
You can have your own anime guests come on and animators.
Yeah.
And talk sports with your sports friends.
Yeah.
Well, let me
see the vision. That's
you gotta start your own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
I can't put it.
I know. What they say about Geminis, where we get into something new and we know how to things.
All over the place.
I did see that factor about me. I kind of agree with it. You know what I mean? That's the real talk.
Yeah.
Shout outs to that. Manifestation.
I'm talking all that. No doubt. Yo, with that, what we doing?
Yep.
Let's get out of here. Look, Emerald City is
wind down on Wednesday.
Wind down on Wednesday. So we're on our way to the Emerald City. Just follow on. Step into the sun, step into the light.
See y'all next time.
Yo.